What's going on, everyone? Making sure everyone can hear me. Whoever pulls up, welcome to the live. I'm young Freddie J. I'm the Ville Kid, and let's get this show on the road. Let's get it. Last show. Welcome to episode 2 of the Ville Kid Show. Whenever you come in, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. As I said again, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. What's up, Jonta Rosia? What's going on, man? Um, Today's topic of today is expectations for the 2026 Panthers offense, which I think everybody can agree that was the weakness of the Carolina Panthers 2025 season. Our defense was our main star because it took the most leap. But these are my expectations. But we're going to talk about expectations for this offense this season to where we believe that we will. Because if you believe Carolina will be the team that we're a playoff team, then the offense has to take a bigger leap and be the complement to the defense. Fence. So, and I know everybody wants to talk about one major position, which is the quarterback Bryce Young, but I'm here to talk about consistency as a whole for the Carolina Panthers, not just the quarterback, but everybody, including the play caller, which is Brad Idzik. The new play caller, which is Brad Idzik. And I know, what's up, official? Where do you rank the pass and run games this season? Well, I'm glad you asked that because I'm glad you asked that. Great question, official. Well, what's up, SC Panther Boy? How you doing? What's going on, everybody in the chat? Welcome in, welcome in. Well, good question, official, and I'm gonna answer that. Well, last season the passing game was ranked 26th and the run game was ranked 19th. Both of those categories will not do with the higher level of competition. What's up, Zip? What's going on, Zip? What's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, man, as I said, the run game and passing game last season was 26th and 19th. That's not going to cut it for the high level of competition. We play very high level competition this season and very playoff teams this season. So I expect both of those categories to be in the top 15, if not top 12, in order for us to meet in order for us to meet the competition that we play. Now, again, consistency is the having a little technical difficulty, but as I said, it's not going to stop me. As I said again, when it comes to these expectations, consistency is the name of the game, not just for the quarterback, but for all 11 on the field and the play caller. Everybody has to do their part in order for this offense to take the leap that we expect it to take. And for a lot of people to believe that this team is a playoff team, then we need this offense to complement our defense. So I expect those categories for the passing game and running game to be at least in the top 15 in order for us to compete with the competition that we played this season. Now, now again, as I said, consistency. Now we bring up consistency when it comes to the quarterback, but consistency is as a whole. That's wide receivers and that's play calling. Well, I mean, the passing game this season, I needed to be at least 15, at least 15, 12 to 15 for me personally. And running game, I would say at least if you can get it top 15, I take that. but that's where I stand with him. Amen, amen. Hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Um, and as I said again, I have the passing game at 15th. I have the run game at 11th this season. In order for us to be the team that we need to be, it's got to be in the top. Both of those categories have to be top 15, and we have to complement our defense. That we believe our defense can be in the top 10, the elite categories of 5 to 10. So it's got to complement the defense. And the biggest person I expect to take a there are two there are the biggest position I expect to take a leap and to be the guy that I've heard a lot about is of course the quarterback Bryce Young. If we're going to talk about the offense, we got to talk about the quarterback Bryce Young. Now, Bryce Young, he has improved every season as a Carolina Panther, but in order for us but in order for us in order for him to reach that 12 to 15 range, he has to throw for at least 36 to 3800 passing yards. In order for this offense to improve and for him to be our guy, he's got to also play with consistency and he's got to be in that top 12 to 15 range as a quarterback. In order for him, this schedule will make him or break him. This is the type of schedule that you want for a quarterback. It's either going to make him or break him. No excuses. This type of schedule will prove that he is the guy. And my expectations for Bryce Young is in order for him to reach that 12 to 15 range, he has to throw for at least 36 to 3800 passing yards. And that is something that I set for him and that is my expectation. And if you have a other expectation or opposite expectation for him, be my guest. But this is my expectations. These are my expectations for him specifically because I've heard a lot. Some people call him elite and some people call him the guy. So, well, if he's gonna, I want him to play at the level that I saw him play at in college. That that means him being a that means him being more of a pocket mastermind and using his knowledge of football to his advantage. Not him not him taking a step back, but him taking a step forward. Well, hey, SC Panther boy, I've heard it once. It pissed me off, and you know this, and I'm not ready to crown him. I want to see more. I'm not satisfied. I want to see more from him because his knowledge of the game should be his greatest weapon. We heard that his brain was his greatest weapon in college. Now use his football knowledge to his advantage in the NFL. In order for him to do that, and again, I want him to at least have 215 to 220 yards a game in order for him to reach these two milestones between 36 and 3800 yards. That is where I need to see him take the biggest leap. No more excuses. Everyone praying and barring that everybody stays healthy, he should be able to achieve the goal that I set for him. Now, when it comes to running backs, when it comes to the running game, I am not the biggest fan of Chuba Hubbard, but I'm going to say this and I'm going to stand on this. I know there are people who love Chuba, but I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it well. He is a solid running back. He gets the job done. But what we are missing, what's up, Red Swarm? Hey, what's up, Red? Um, but the thing that we are missing is a dynamic complement to Chuba's power style. That is just the way I see it. Chuba Hubbard is not this explosive running back. He is solid. He does everything solid. But we need a dynamic piece. And that is what we are waiting to see from the Jonathan Brooks, who I have as my X factor of the X factor of this Carolina Panthers offense. That is my X factor. What's going on, everybody? If you are enjoying, if you are enjoying, and if you are new, step on the like button and subscribe, man. We on the road to 100 subs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We on the road to 100 subs. Be a part of the village. Welcome to the village. Be a part of the village. But yeah, man. As I said, my expectations, my expectations for this running game is to at least be in the top 12 as well. Now, as everyone says, Chuba Hubbard, his last healthy season, he did have 1,100 yards, and I'm here to acknowledge this. He did. So can he get back to that form? As everybody wants to give the excuse that he was hurt. Now, what's up, my boy? Real in the field. What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? But these are my expectations for now. I'm gonna get to wide receivers. Obviously, our offensive rookie of the year, Ted Aroa McMillan. I only expect him to take a step in, only take a step further being an elite wide receiver one. And I also expect him to, and I also expect him to take another step. That's why I have him around 12 to 1,300 receiving yards in his second year. Wide receiver two, the emergence of the undrafted free agent, Jalen Coker. Now, Jalen Coker has missed significant time his first two seasons, so I'm expecting a big leap in year three. Barring he stays healthy to start the season, I'm expecting a bigger leap than him. I'm expecting 800, about 750 to 950 receiving yards from Jalen Coker. And then, of course, we have Xavier Leggett. Now, Xavier Leggett has gotten a lot of flack in this Panther community. I'm here to say this. I have no ill will towards him. And I want everybody, every young person in on this team to succeed. So I just want him to do his thing, whether that's 550 yards and 5 touchdowns, that helps. But like I said, for Bryce Young, I just want to see if he can do it more consistently. Now, again, these are my expectations. I'm going to open up the panel. But before I do, I have a few rules to my panel. Um, I have, I have, of course, the number one rule is, of course, respect the host. And the second rule is respect everyone on my panel. I'm going to open up my panel. If you guys, I want to know your thoughts and come holler at me on my panel. I want to know your thoughts on the expectations and how you feel about my expectations for the 2026 Carolina Panthers. Copy. Link in the chat. Link in the chat. Come and holler at me. Come holler at me. Let's talk about it. Let's get it. Come holler at me. Come holler at me. Links in the chat. Let me know. Hey, just let me know on how you guys feel about my expectations. I want to hear your guys' expectations. Come holla at me. Link in the chat. And as I said again, if you guys are enjoying the content, Cash App, Cash App is in the chat as well. No, it's not. Hold on. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you're enjoying the content, man. Come holler at me. I want to know you guys' expectations. And if you have a problem with my expectations, let me know. You got questions, let me know as well. We in here. We in here. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, whatever, man. I got something special for you. What's up, Red?
Young Freddie. How you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing great, Red. Talk to me.
Oh man. I was expecting a few other people to hit the link and they probably will, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah, for sure.
but I ain't gonna I know you might limit it to four so you can
No,
kind
I'm limited to 6. No, I'm limited to
of okay,
6.
cool. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
let's rock with it. Let's rock with it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not to bring too much smoke, but I know that you told us where your two facets of the offense, pass game and run game, ranked
Mm-hmm.
among the league's offenses last year,
Yes.
and the rise that you see them taking this year. What do you think has to happen for you to move up and to be among top 15 in both categories, rushing and passing offense?
Well, I would say for one, as I mentioned before, Red, I think the consistency not only as I think
What's good, Zip? I don't
Yo.
know if
a Red, no.
okay, there he is.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
again,
What's
StreamYard,
going on, Rick?
what's going on, Zip? But also StreamYard's kind of wacky with an iPhone, Red Swarm, they're kind of wacky.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
I'm streaming from my phone right now until I can get enough to get a computer. So that's where we're on the road to. So I greatly appreciate everybody
You'll
who
be there
joins the
before you
things.
know it, Freddie. You'll be
Yeah,
there before
man.
you know it, bro.
I mean, I also meant to put my cash up in the thing. I forgot to do that. My fault.
Mhm.
But
Got to put that in the ticker.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that whenever I don't cut out again. But as I said, the consistency of the quarterback is probably the number one thing. If the play calling is consistent and he's consistent, I think I think this team will take a big step.
Okay, okay.
Like, Kyle, could you?
What you got to say, Red? What you got to say, brother?
Yeah, I expectations for your offense. I think
Mm-hmm.
that I think that I've heard a lot of discussion about um, the potential that y'all have on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's warranted when you look at
Mm-hmm.
the signing of Devin Lloyd in
Uh,
particular.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were already just outside um, top 16. I think y'all were 16th
we were 15th.
defensively last year. Yeah, and I think in order to move up, I could definitely see y'all moving up defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, looking at y'all's offense, something is going on there. I mean, y'all have ranked, I think, 32nd, 29th, and 27th.
Yeah.
So there are obviously flaws on the offensive side of y'all, um, the ball.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well,
You you enter into the offseason already down both your starting tackles,
uh-huh.
and I don't, Freddie's saying consistency. You haven't had any consistency, so I
Well,
don't.
well,
Yeah,
well, Red, I'll say this
yeah.
because To be honest with you, I'm hearing the same sad story from everybody. Oh, y'all ain't do
Mm,
nothing on offense.
right.
Oh, your quarterback, I mean, your offense ranked this last year. That's cool. That's cool. What I'll say to that is, Red, is we're making steps in the right direction. Everybody, and I've made this point before, everybody given our situation, is not going to go from worst to first. It's not something that happens often. So just because we've seen examples of it before in the NFL doesn't mean that we should expect that from every team who's going through what we're going through. So I appreciate your excellent analytic, you know what I'm saying? Analytical output. But at the same time, we're getting better. We're getting better. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but we are. I think what we're seeing right now is we went through, and even though we are down our two starting tackles. I think that especially with Timo, with Taylor Moton, the kind of injury that is and the way they displayed it to the media, came out and said, this is what's going on. I think they knew something was going on with Timo. And that's the reason why we went and got left tackle in the first round of this draft. You see what I'm saying? So even though old boy that we got, Monroe Freeland, he's played a lot more snaps at the left tackle, he can also play the right as well. So when
Right.
you look
Right.
at what we have going on at the current moment with us going and getting Rasheed Walker, with us drafting Monroe Freeland, and I think Icky with Timo going through what he's going through right now, I think Icky's going to stay here in Carolina. I like the continuity that we now have with the offensive line. If you look at our offensive line last year, Red, we had a lot of injuries last year as well. One of them being our Pro Bowl right guard. He was out for pretty much the whole fucking year. And we were still able to run the ball. Bryce Young was still able to throw touchdowns behind the offensive line. So I'm not worried about the offensive line. Um,
But
what
when you
people
say continuity, you don't enter into the season with any continuity. You're starting new people at 3 out of the 5 positions.
That's
Mm,
true. That's true.
Where do you see
right.
continuity at?
Well, the continuity is going to come from the quarterback and his understanding of the offense and him, you know, controlling the offense to an extent. Now, you're very
I,
correct.
yeah, I was just saying on the line when you said continuity along the offensive
Oh, the
line.
line. Well, I mean, like
Oh
Red.
well.
I, I mean, I think the continuity would probably be the two guards returning. It would just be
Hmm.
2 out of the 5. It would be the two interior guys or the two veteran interior guys, and then if Luke Faulkner
But you would have to
starts,
agree that's not a
then I
strength. That's
think
a weakness when you're starting 60% of your offensive line is new. That's not a
Hmm.
strength. Who would sit up here and say that's a strength?
Well, I mean, I'm not. Listen. When I said that, I meant what I was saying was last year we had a lot of injuries, but we still had fairly decent offensive line play. I wasn't saying
hmm
that right now at this moment, Red. I'm not saying right now at this moment we have that same continuity, but what I'm saying is I don't feel like we're going to struggle the way, people are projecting. Now it's possible. I'm not going to sit here and act, oblivious. It's very possible, but just given the situation that we've been in since 2023, um, you know what I'm saying? You good?
yeah, I'm straight. Hey, Red, you straight?
Oh.
Oh yeah. I'm fine, man. I'm fine.
Okay, okay, cool,
I can
cool.
hear y'all great, man.
All right, cool. Um,
No, and Zip, I wasn't I didn't put a number on it. I asked Freddie, what does he think has to happen in order to see your offense improve? One thing, and we everybody is hopeful during the off season and during the preseason,
yes,
but I think most fan bases are until we actually start to play meaningful, real games that count, and then
absolutely.
wins start to pile up. Teams, fan bases become more confident. Losses
Hmm
start to pile up. Fan
Yep.
bases become not as confident. But what I'm
Right.
trying to say is, short of the unknown, and nobody knows what tomorrow holds, short of the unknown, I was just asking what has to happen in order to improve in those areas. That's all. I was just asking the question. I wasn't making a determination on what I think is going to happen with y'all. I mean, I have my opinion,
Right.
but and it won't take me a lot of time to say it. I think y'all will still probably grade out about where you've been. One of the things I learned in finance is the best indicator of future performance of like a stock is past performance. I mean,
Uh,
sometimes it changes. People change their purchasing trends, and a stock can improve. But typically, you know, if you want to see how a stock is going to do in the future, look at how it's done in the past. That's why I
Yeah.
say I think that the Carolina Panthers offense will kind of be where it's been in the past. So
Nah, I disagree with that. And I'm gonna say why. I've often put emphasis on this, and a lot of if you're not a true Carolina Panther fan, you're not gonna see it this way. But when we started the season last season, going into that season, Bryce Young expected to have three of the receivers that were not there to start the season. So that led him to start the season off ultimately relying on Tech as his main weapon. Now, I don't think that that was anybody's game plan going into the season last year, but we had to make do with what we had. So I
right. For
think that
sure.
I think that we got a really rough start to the season offensively. And that made for, what the numbers look like at the end of the year. Now, Red, going in fast forwarding into this year. Well, hold on. Before I even fast forward, I just want to throw out there, we all know the struggles we had out of XL that we've been
Right.
having out of XL. If XL would have stepped up last year, that also would have helped Bryce Young as well. But, we'll move on. Um, Now we went and drafted a guy in front of XL named Chris Brass. You know what I'm saying? We got our one and our two, and then we got another guy who can essentially come in and carry the workload if we need him to. So my
Right.
point being, my point being, Bryce Young's not going to have that same struggle to start the year this year. And if so, it's gonna be easy for us to navigate through you know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to say, okay, he don't got no weapons because he obviously has weapons. You see what I'm
well, let,
saying?
let me ask,
And
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Zip.
mhm,
I get the case that you're making about how the team might have been impacted, because I've heard it before, like the trade of Adam Thielen, right when
mhm,
you guys, and then trying to say, hey, well, who's going to be the number two, who's going to be the number three, and
Mm-hmm.
this and that.
mhm,
And so if you say that was, if you attribute that as to being part of the reason why you had a slow start, I think I know you well enough to know that you wouldn't lay it all on that, but part of the reason, then
that is part of it.
what was the reason for you to have a slow finish? Y'all finished 1-4 in your last 5 games.
Well, when you look at that though, Red, that's not all that, all of that wasn't all on the offense. So when you ask a question like that, when we're already talking about the offense being ranked where it's at, I think it's a little disingenuous to ask that question. Now, if you
No,
look
what?
at my
I
offense, we
mean,
were scoring
I
touchdowns.
asked you. I didn't say whether it was on the offense or the
The
defense.
defense.
You offered up the start of the season, and
Right.
I didn't
Right.
ask you to clarify. But I just said, if you say that part of the reason why you started off slow
Mhm.
offensively was due to you didn't say, well, the offense was the reason why we lost however many of our first whatever number of games.
Mhm.
I only said you also finished the season poorly,
Right.
Mhm.
and that's a
Well,
fact.
I think that's execution as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a lot of things we can go back to this defense and we can look at and say that, I think we addressed in a more aggressive fashion than than we may have addressed things that people may still think we need on offense. But I think on the defensive side of the ball, we went in and we were aggressive this offseason. So when you look, and I think the major thing was, I mean, of course, we weren't getting no pass rush, but I think the major thing was our off ball linebacker play. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of different ways. We heard Sean McVay say that he had to focus on the middle of the field playing us because time after time they tried and they couldn't beat us on the outside because we got
So
J.C.
are
Horn and
you
we
saying
got
that having better defensive play in the middle of the field is gonna help your offense get to middle of the rankings
well, well,
offensively?
well, Well, in some fashion, because what'll happen is we'll have, a better defense on the field for third down and we can get off the field and give the ball back to the offense, therefore giving more chances to the offense to score the football. So,
So
now
so
with that being the case, the offense is still going to have to perform. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just say,
Well,
oh, the
well,
offense is
well,
going to be
well,
magical.
well, well. Can I say this and attest to why it was a slow ending? I think it was just inconsistency as a team, whether it was offense,
Yeah,
defense, or whether it was coaching and the guys calling the plays. I think it was inconsistency as a whole. I just think the team
yeah.
was inconsistent. I don't think it
That's
was
why I
like
said That's why I said execution. That's the execution as a whole. I didn't want to put it on just the quarterback or the defense or the play calling or just one metric. I said execution as a whole. But yeah, go ahead, Fred. Freddie might be having some more issues. But
I mean, yeah. I'm streaming on
there
my
you go.
iPhone right now, Zip, and StreamYard and iPhones kind of don't work well together. But
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
but again, as I said, it's not gonna stop me. So I'm gonna still get my show out
Oh
the
yeah.
way
Oh yeah,
We
So
with you,
oh yeah.
Freddie. We with
yeah,
you.
We
yeah.
here, Freddie.
So and I
What's going on,
appreciate you,
Tex?
and I appreciate everybody in the
Yes,
chat.
Yeah, man.
sir.
If you guys are enjoying the content, the Cash App is in the chat. I did kind of have a typo, but the Cash App is in the
Yeah,
chat.
what happened?
So you guys enjoying the stream, hit the Cash App. And if you would like to come speak your piece, the link is in the chat as well. I'll highlight.
Well, one thing I want to say this to Red real quick.
Deuce.
Now, Red, remember how we broke down
Yeah.
the whole thing with Bryce Young being the number one deep ball specialist?
Mm, there we go.
Yeah, I remember. I remember we had a discussion about it.
No, I'm not going to sit here and stand 100% on him being the number one deep ball specialist. But Red, will you agree that he's been a little bit more aggressive than say year one and year two with going downfield with the football?
Oh yeah, he has been absolutely,
Definitely more
Okay, okay,
aggressive.
okay,
Definitely more
okay,
aggressive.
okay, okay. So walk with me here for a second. Now, when
yeah.
I say when I say last year we was really affected because if you look at 2023, 2023, or I'm sorry, 2024. If you look at 2024, he heavily relied on, I wouldn't say heavily relied on David Moore, but David Moore was a pair of sure hands for him. We went to David Moore in a couple key third down and fourth down situations in 2024. He got injured week one. Adam Thielen traded him. Jalen Coker,
Mhm.
you know who Jalen Coker is to this team. He got injured. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
going into that season, he, like I said earlier, all he had to lean on was Ted and XL. Really, those were the main two guys. XL didn't really give us a whole lot last year either. Now, when we look at this receiving core going into this year, I mean, it's very possible somebody else could get hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I think they've made it a lot more top heavy in terms of the guys that Bryce can turn to. And even if one guy like XL ain't performing, now you can go to Brazil. Now you can go to Tech, obviously, and you could go to Coker. Given those three stay healthy, I think that he's in a much better situation going into the season with the mindset that he has of controlling this offense and the confidence in his arm that he now has. I think that we're going to see a much better offense, especially the display put on by Bryce Young. So
So
I
I'm gonna
get it,
ask.
you know.
So I'm gonna
Oh no,
ask.
go ahead.
So I'm gonna ask both of you guys this based off what Zip said and based off barring the health of the team. Do you think that Bryce Young could? Is my expectation too high or too low with me and Bryce Young in his passing yards? Because I think he can pull 3,600 yards out of that, out of those guys. That is just my opinion. But those are my expectations as well.
Let me see what 3,600 between divided by
Guys, can
17.
you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you, Zip. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Red. I can hear you, Red.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Better
Nah,
by s-
I was gonna say, nah, Red, yeah, look, you know, do your research, brother, because I love when you break shit down. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Yeah, yeah,
with them
yeah,
numbers,
Yeah,
Red.
yeah,
You be
yeah,
good
yeah.
with them numbers.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
I
yeah.
asked
But
that.
what
Like, that, I mean, and again, like those were my expectations. I was wondering were they too high or too low?
here's what I'm seeing going on in Carolina. We're obviously seeing the team evaluate Bryce Young in terms of, you know, are we going to pay you or not, right?
Right, right.
But we're also seeing them surround him with talent. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So with them surrounding him with talent, him being in an opportunity, this is a win-win situation for us, I think, you know, because with them surrounding him with talent, him being in a situation where it's contract time, and on top of that, you know, the team looking at you too, man, that little nigga gonna be trying to leave it on the field this year. And that's nothing but good for us. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
nothing but good for us. So, hey man, you know, I think it's also good that Bryce Young has, you know, kind of made the impression on the NFL that he has, because moving forward, you know, when he get the lighting shit up, it's gonna throw a lot of people for a loop. They're gonna be like, what? Say Bryce was to come out and have 3 or 4 of those 448 games this year. Say he have three or
yeah,
four of those this year.
right.
Then what will people say? You know what I'm
Actually,
saying? And it's
I
very
mean,
possible for that to happen.
there's a possibility from everything, and Teflon Twan.
Freddie might have went out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I,
well,
honestly, I don't think 3,600 is too high. I think that's a very achievable number for Bryce, you know, but it just has to be, you know, the circumstances. Bryce is one of those
right,
quarterbacks where circumstances has to be right for him. I will say that
right.
he's not one of those quarterbacks that's going, you know, I was watching Izzy's show yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a guy up there talking about Tyler Shuck and how Tyler Shuck is, you know, he's gonna make his read. You know, once that ball snaps, he's going to who he wants to go to, instead of giving what the
SRTP.
instead of taking what the defense gives him.
Yeah,
And you know, I'm cool with that, as long as you're able to. Oh man, as long as you're able to execute something. It'd be one thing if you couldn't execute anything at all, but if you can execute something, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's taking what the defense is giving you or taking it out, you know, on your own, then I'm cool with it. You know, because we could build the offense around it.
right.
So I
Like,
got Bryce probably throwing for about 3,200 yards if he plays all 17 games. That's with a very, very, very minimal per game passing yard increase from where he currently is at 188 passing yards per game up to
Actually,
190.
red. You said so. Wait. Time out. You said you have estimated how many yards per game throwing?
3,200 if he plays a complete 17 games.
yeah, I don't know about that. Right? Now, what I will say is I see why you feel that way, Red, because it's widely known that Bryce Young is a timing and spot thrower. So
Right.
those type of quarterbacks typically get lower numbers in the NFL because it's easier to
Oh
anticipate.
no, Tua Tagovailoa is known as the timing and spot thrower, and he led the league in passing yards in 2023. Um,
Yeah, they did
oh,
that shit one
oh,
time, Red. They did it
well,
one
but
time
what
when
I'm
everybody.
saying is, I had to give you an example of against what you said.
Oh well,
So
I mean
so
the thing
so
is though.
so red. So as you said 3,200, right? You said
Yeah,
3,200, correct?
190 times 17.
Yeah, and I think they'll average more passing yards per game this year. I think all of his numbers gonna go up this year. That's just me in my perspective.
Mm. When you
Yeah,
said
I don't think he's
3,200,
gonna
red.
remain the same quarterback.
Hey, hold on. Red said 3,200. 188 times 17 is over 3,200, red.
what is
So
188 times 17, Freddie?
1 second. Let me do this. I'm not doing this in my head. 188
No,
times.
use a calculator. 3196.
Yeah, 3,196. So about 3,200. So we got around it.
No, not about. Now, if you're gonna correct me, you need to be correct yourself.
So what? You have him throwing what? 2 more yards, 3 more yards per game?
I said minimally if he exceeds it. Now he could go for over 200 yards a game, and in
hmm
17 games that'd be 3,400 yards. Easy math. 17 times two is 34. So, um, if he throws for 200 yards a game, but again, I'm just going off of historical trends. He could
Right.
he could lead the league in passing this year. I don't believe he will,
I
but
don't
it's
see
a
that.
Easy do
possibility.
that.
He
I
could
don't see
he could
that.
play he could play 5 games this year. I
He
don't
could.
believe he will,
Nope.
but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all I'm going on is what has happened in the past,
Mm.
and as you say, um, he's been a little bit better, which in some areas he has been. In some, I just look real quick. Zip, when you asked me about him being more aggressively down the field, he actually took a step back in his deep passes from 2024 to 2025.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a reason for that too, though. If you look at, because that was the year he got benched, and a few times he got in and pretty much, hit the ground running, had some really elite throws, and then just kind of had to go from there. And then when he started back that year, he really did ball out. But that goes back to the point that I made earlier, Red. I think the way we started the year with the wide receiving core really affected him.
Mm.
Because if you look at the way Bryce Young plays, he's not a super aggressive quarterback from the standpoint of throwing the ball. He will
Good
make
point.
throws, but he makes throws that are very highly successful in his mind. Like Bryce Young is the kind of quarterback when I watch him play, he's only gonna make a throw that he thinks 80% of the time he's gonna complete that throw. So that's why he gets so frustrated whenever guys are dropping balls or, not making plays, not being in the right spots because he only throws those balls that he's pretty positive you're gonna catch this shit. You know what I'm
But he
saying?
has he has one of the lowest completion percentages in the NFL.
Oh, I mean, I think that's going off of career numbers where year one he had a pretty bad completion percentage.
No, last year.
Last
The
year,
what the
what was his?
63.6?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
That's the lowest in the NFL.
No, no, I said one of the lower. I didn't say
Oh,
the
what?
lowest. I said one of the lower.
Oh, well,
Mm.
Red, when you have quarterbacks like Caleb Williams throwing 58 and look at the season he had, I mean, at this point, you're just depicting how he looks and you're going off of the general success of that in the NFL. That what I'm trying to say is things are starting to change, not even just with the Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying? As a whole. Everybody keeps putting this emphasis on quarterbacks and and oh well he didn't pass over this. His numbers look like this, but in reality, you don't need a 445 to 5,000 yard passing quarterback with a completion percentage of, 68, 69 to win a Super Bowl. I mean, we
That's
just
very
saw it
hard to
now.
do, by the way.
It's very hard to do. And I honestly, Red, and my point with that, hear me out. I'm not slighting quarterbacks in the NFL. What I'm doing is I'm giving more credit to these defensive coordinators and these defenses in the NFL. They're getting better. This has been known to have been a passing league for a long time, but these defenses are getting better. Therefore, you're seeing fluctuations in the quarterback play. Everybody ain't coming out putting up these super high numbers no more. It's only the elite of the elite. So when we're sitting here and we're critical of a third, fourth year quarterback like Bryce Young, I mean, come on, man, come on.
I'm kind of surprised that you guys. Some people say it's too high that I said 36 to 38. Well, I'm saying that well, in order for him to take the step that I believe he has to take, I think he has to do that. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're just saying that because it's Bryce Young. But
Hmm.
if we're being honest, and this is just my opinion, I see Bryce Young being a perennial 38 to 4,200 yard passing quarterback in the NFL. I don't see him ever going up in the 5,000s or nothing like that. But I see him once he, gets the situation around him 100% settled. I see Bryce Young throwing 3,800 yards on the regular. I'm gonna be real with you. Like
Yeah,
that's nothing
I
for
don't
him.
see him as being a 4,000 yard passer.
I see him being able to get.
One of my favorite games in sports is baseball,
Mhm.
and certain pitchers are relief pitchers,
Well, I mean, we
and certain
go ahead,
pitchers
Red.
are starting pitchers. They just have more reps in their arms. I don't see
Right.
Bryce as having the type of arm that he's going to throw the volume of passes, nor does he throw the pass in depth to get him to 4,000 yards a season. He's
4,000 is
going to
crazy.
have to increase his average depth
Right.
of target, his
Right.
average passing yard. He's going to have to
Mm-hmm.
increase that if he wants to be among the quarterbacks that throw for 4,000 yards a season.
He's going to have to be more aggressive.
All of those quarterbacks throw for upwards of 6.9 to 7 yards per shot.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
simple math. It's simple math.
Well,
It's a matter of
that's true.
mathematics.
That's true. That's true, Red. But what I'll say to that is I think for one, his yards per completion will increase this year, but also I think they're trying to find the Carolina Panthers are trying to find that perfect yak guy or rap guy, somebody who's
Mm-hmm.
going to get those yards after catch. And when we find that dude, Red, I can guarantee you Bryce Young's numbers is going to go through the fucking roof. Now, don't let it be Chris Brazel, Red, or don't
It
let it
won't
be
be him.
motherfucking
It
John.
won't be him. And let me
You,
tell you why it won't be him. Let me tell you why it won't be him.
because
And
I already know what you're gonna say. His history says he don't use second and third wide receivers. I already
no,
know
no,
that's
no,
what
not
you.
even that. Not even that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to base this on what you just said. You
Hmm.
said yard after catch and run after catch guys, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Bryce throws the ball at an average depth, I think, of about 6.3 yards.
Hmm.
That's more target for a Jalen Coker or for a Jimmy Horn than that
Hmm.
is for Chris Brazel. Chris
Mm.
Brazel is going to be down the sideline
Hmm.
with a go route. So Bryce, just by volume of the majority of the passes that Bryce throws, he won't get as many shots as, and not even to mention he'll be the second or third option, but he won't get as
Hmm.
many shots. So his chance of increasing Bryce's um, average target depth, he won't be the guy who will do that. It'll be a guy like a Jalen Coker or Jimmy Horn
Well,
because
well,
Bryce will find those receivers closer to the line of scrimmage than further
mhm.
down the field.
Well,
Now you
you
raised
know,
an
Red.
interesting point that I haven't even gotten to yet. But y'all talking about these yardage and getting the 32, the 3,600, 3,800. I mean, I know y'all have heard me say it before,
Right.
but it's one thing to say what you're hopeful for, or what you think, or what you feel is going to happen, but you can say that I'm hating all you want to, but I come with verifiable evidence. Bryce does not throw the ball to y'all's tight ends,
Right.
nor your
Hmm.
number two or number three receiver. He just doesn't.
Well, Red, that's because the number two and number three receivers hasn't been the same every year for him. It's one thing, okay, Red. I could buy more into what you were saying if we had the same number two and the same number three for the past 3 years and their numbers all look the same. When you look at year one of Bryce Young's career, we had our receiving core. And we know what that consists of. When you look at year two, it switched up a lot, didn't it? It switched up a whole lot with them bringing in Excel and old boy from the Steelers. I forgot his name, but he ended up not. They ended up getting off of him. There's been a lot of change. My point is, there's been a lot of change to Bryce's situation since he's been in the NFL. So what I'm getting at is and hey, what your point is very respectable. We can sit here and say numbers, numbers, numbers all day long. I mean, numbers don't always tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? But they don't tell the full story. But hey, it is what it is. What I'm telling you is now he's coming in with a more comfortable wide receiver core. He's already came out and said that he trusts Chris Bradley. Now, me personally, I watch my quarterback and I'm in tune with my quarterback enough to know what the fuck that means. That means I'm going to be throwing this nigga the ball. So I get it. You're going off of numbers and trends, but I'm telling you, as a fan of this team, somebody who's heavily invested, somebody who watches this shit on the regular, that's not telling you the full story. And that's the whole basis of your argument. It's numbers,
Nah,
numbers,
nah,
numbers,
nah.
numbers.
It sounds good what you're saying, but I also, and I don't watch every game that y'all
I know
play,
you don't. You
but
don't watch as
I've
much
seen
of them
enough of
as
them.
I do.
I've seen enough of them, and the numbers are so heavily skewed. You could talk me all day long, but I can analyze the numbers for myself. So,
I mean, anybody can, but you're not gonna get the
Yeah.
full picture. And see, by your logic, there's no way in hell he would have had that 448 game. You would have never guessed he would have had that game last year against your team at that. You would have never guessed that, huh?
he's had. I don't know if I would have never guessed. Yeah, I probably no. Oh, I was trying to see what you were saying. Yeah, I probably would have said I would have never thought that Bryce Young would have had a 400-yard game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I
there's a
give you
lot
that.
of everything.
But let me ask you
Everything
a
that you're
question.
saying
Now,
can go
now,
the opposite
now,
direction.
now, because numbers don't tell the whole story, but they do sort of give you a realm of possibility. Would you ever have said that he would have had a less than a 60-yard game, 15 yards a quarter?
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, Red, I would have said that. I would. That doesn't surprise me based off of what I've seen out of Bryce Young. See, I'm a realist when it comes to this now. I'm not somebody who's delusional and who just thinks, oh, all the mountains going to turn in our favor. I'm not saying none of that. Now, going off of
Okay.
Bryce Young's rookie year, yes, I would have thought that. That's not something I would have thought it would have been in year three, but it did, like I said, it didn't surprise me. I've seen some shit like that before out of him.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, that when you're in situations and your quarterback is able to throw touchdowns and win you football games, you tend to weigh less in on shit like that, and you weigh more in on, okay, what can I do to get that 448 performance out of this kid on the regular? Because obviously
Mm.
he can win us some football games. I mean, you can sit there and talk all day about what he isn't able to do from a statistical standpoint, but he's obviously able to win football games, bro. So what we're doing is we're trying different combinations with this guy to see what's gonna work. And every year it's gotten better. Every year. So when I hear guys like you talking that numbers stuff, man, I mean I get it, bro. I get it, and that shit sounds good. But in reality, nobody talks about how we've been figuring out ways to get better with the same quarterback every year, bro. Every year.
So I don't. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I
Mm.
don't think you
I
got
know.
better. I don't think you got
Yo,
better last year. I don't think you went from 5 wins to 8 wins based on your quarterback play.
I
Um,
mean,
I,
I'm not basing it 100% on the quarterback play, but the quarterback play didn't hold us back from going from 5 wins to 8 wins. That's
I don't
what I'm basing
disagree,
this on.
and I don't disagree with what Red said about 5 wins, 8 wins based on quarterback play. I think it was more so
Hmm.
team based than it was.
since today we're talking about offense, right?
Hmm.
And Freddie, you're talking about your expectations for your offense. How
Hmm.
can you not think that when you went from the 32nd ranked defense to the
Hmm.
16th ranked defense, that
Yes,
your record wouldn't improve?
right.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. How many wins do you think your defense gave you when they were the last in the league and they went to the middle of the rankings from one season to the next? Curious.
Wins like are we
Yeah,
talking like are
yeah,
we talking like
yeah.
the defense
How,
just
how
completely
much?
took
How
over the
much?
game and
How much
stuff?
do you put on your defense? Period. I I don't know if I could be much clearer than that. If you had
I mean,
statistically the 32nd ranked, the last ranked defense, and
mhm,
then they went from the worst, historically one of the worst defenses in NFL history, to 16th. That has to have counted and shown up in the number of wins somewhere. So, how many do
mhm.
you give the defense with their improvement? How many games do you say they won for your team?
Red, they more. I'll say that they definitely brought more wins, but it's hard for you to directly give that to the defense, especially when we had issues in the exact same areas that 32 ranked defense had. See, niggas like you not
So,
gonna say
so
that
here,
though.
here's the
We had
problem that y'all
issues,
gonna have
but
with my question. Here's the
hold on,
problem
hold
y'all
on, hold
gonna
on.
have with my question.
Well, hold on, Red,
If
because
you
I
only
answered.
won 3 more games, and the defense is responsible for, let's just say, 2, then you mean to tell me all this bragging that you're doing on your offense really only got you 1 game?
Well, hold up. What bragging am I doing on my offense, Red? What bragging am I
Well,
doing
y'all
on my
trying to
offense?
figure it out. Y'all trying to tell me about how it's gotten better.
So is that bragging or is that just calling out an obvious improvement?
It's not obvious. I mean, the numbers, the offense has been stagnant. Your offense is
But
stagnant.
but did it get better though? Did it get better?
No, no, it
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. But by your metric, it didn't. But by the same metric you're using, the numbers, it did. You just said we went from 32 to 29 to 27. So now you're going because you don't want to give me this point. You're going to sit here and
Oh,
say,
well,
"Oh no, it
I
didn't get
tell you
better."
what.
It
I tell you
clearly
what,
did.
Skip.
It
I tell you
clearly
what,
did,
Skip.
Red.
By the numbers, and since I'm running
Yeah,
down
that's
numbers,
what you
I
that's
have
what you
to I
use
have to
all the
keep it 100
time.
with you. It did get better,
Yeah,
Skip. It did.
yeah,
It
it
did.
did. It
Mm.
did.
It
It
did.
did.
I have
Now
I have
going
to
back
keep it
to
100. Thank you for holding my foot to the fire. I have to keep it 100. It did.
going back to what I said earlier, Red, just because it's not a drastic improvement, just because we didn't go from worst to first, that don't mean we're not improving, my nigga. We're getting
That's a fact.
better.
That's a
We're getting
fact.
better. So I get you're putting emphasis on the fact that it's not
Hold on,
making a
Zip. Hold on,
drastic
Zip. Hold on,
improvement.
Zip. Ayo, Zip. Ayo,
Okay.
Zip. Hold on. 1 second. Let
Yo,
me shout out the chat real quick. Hey, man. Shout out. Ayo, shout out to the people joining into the chat. Shout out Quante Lewis in the chat. If you new over here, bro, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, bro. We on the road to 100 subs, man. Hey, man, I
yes,
appreciate you
sir.
two boys up here, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate
Hey,
all of
hey.
y'all for
I,
real. You feel me?
I told you I'm gonna come support you, Freddie. I told you, brother. I told you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
I
Red is the
appreciate you.
perfect person to have in support because Red gonna spark a good debate every goddamn time, bro.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
every goddamn time. But no, Red, I get your point. It hasn't been a drastic improvement. And me personally, my guy, I don't like that shit either. You know how I felt about Bryce Young, say 2 seasons ago, but I've seen something last season in my nigga that kind of changed my perspective on him a little bit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I just don't see him as a super aggressive quarterback. He's not Brett Favre. He's not a gunslinger. That's
No,
just not his game. It's never been his game. If you watch him play throughout his whole trajectory, it's never been his game. He's never been a gunslinger who's gonna come out and throw a super high volume of passes. He's a very confident quarterback. He's the quarterback that okay, and like I say, 80, if he feels like 80% of the time when I let this ball out of my hand, I'm going to complete this pass, he's going to make that throw. But if he
right.
feels any less than that, he's not going to make that throw. And I think that's part of a downfall to his game. But when you look at the play he's had throughout these 3 years, think about if he was to be even more of a gunslinger, how much worse that shit could look. It could look better too now. I mean, it could go either way, but at the same time,
Yeah.
yes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I want to see
So
that boy throw any more
so
interceptions or fumble the ball anymore.
you know what my take
Mm,
on this season will mean for your team
mm-hmm.
uh, as it relates to your quarterback. This is a make or break season for Bryce Young. Freddie has
Oh,
said that a number of
absolutely,
times.
absolutely,
Oh yeah,
He's got to
absolutely,
prove
Zed.
it this year. I don't think I'm saying nothing that none of y'all would take offense to. I mean,
absolutely
he's in
not.
his contract
Mm-mm, not at
year.
all.
They put him on the fifth
Mm-hmm.
year option. He won his big boy check.
Yeah,
So he want to go out there and he want to put his nuts on the table this year.
facts.
So
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have to take more chances. If he hits, then he gonna get a payday. If he doesn't, then he knows what that means. That means that y'all probably will be moving on from him. So
Most
I
likely.
think, yeah, I think that by default he's gonna try some things that maybe he wouldn't have tried in the past, man. And I would too.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to
Mm-hmm.
fuck with Bryce when I say that. Hell, if you tell
Hold on,
me,
Red. Hold on, Red. Hold on, Red.
yeah,
Shout out, Ayo. Shout out my boy Real in the field. He got a question for you, Zip. He said, "Where do you see
Okay.
all this confidence?"
What you mean? Where do I see all this confidence? I mean, like I said, if you listen to what I'm saying, and this is the shit that make me mad, bro, because motherfuckers be so, listen, y'all, oh my God. Listen to what people say. Let me say this real quick. My dad used to tell me all the fucking time, engage your minds before your motherfucking mouth. Did you not just hear me say real in the field? Man, hit the
mm,
link. I'm not finna sit here and comment to your ass in the
yeah,
motherfucking chat,
real in the
nigga.
field. Pull
Hit,
up, man.
yeah,
Pull
hit the
up,
link, nigga. And you know
pull
how I
up.
get when it comes to this shit too. So be prepared since you gonna ask me a dumbass question like that. The
Yeah,
fuck
pull
is
up and
wrong with you,
talk to the
bro?
man instead of shooting blanks at him from the firing line. The
Yeah,
gun
What's going
line,
on? Three
boss.
three six.
From the gun
come
line,
on,
boss.
man. Where I see all this confidence at, nigga. If you don't watch the team, then just say you don't watch the team. Don't ask me no dumbass shit like that. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, you know what I'm saying now, Reg. I
Talk
think
to me.
that I think we're on the same page when you made that comment. Bryce Young is going to try some things that he hasn't tried before. Now,
I
I
know I
think that's a
would.
good thing. I think that's a good thing this time around, though, Red, because when you look at what this team has done around Bryce Young from year one to right now, I mean, God damn it, dude. I know there's a lot of people that would say, "Oh, y'all should have did this." Like Izzy's big thing is we should have picked Makai Lemon. I don't think Makai Lemon would have been a good pickup. I think the Monroe Freeland was an excellent pickup. Look at what's
And,
going
and,
on
and,
right
and
now.
I don't see how nobody can argue against that given the things. And you know what, Zip? What you
Hmm.
said might be absolutely the case. They, especially with a blood clot.
Right.
Man, listen, they probably knew that shit. And listen,
Hmm.
until they come out and admit it, it's all speculation.
Right.
But
Hmm.
either it was the most fortuitous change of events that they drafted a tackle
Yeah.
to be prepared, or they did kind of have some indication that he might have been dealing with some medical stuff, man.
Yeah, I
You
think they did
absolutely
because
right, bro.
Yeah,
even when
no,
you
for
think about
sure.
it, Red, most of the time blood clots don't just pop up on you.
They don't.
Blood
They don't.
blood clots are normally something that is like it's like
They
after
can even
something
be
else. It's
hereditary, gas. Zip. They can even be hereditary.
yeah, they could be hereditary too. So
Yeah.
that's not something I don't think for one second he went to suit up for training camp and oh I don't feel good or oh I coughed up blood today. No. You've
Yeah.
been knew that was going on. You've been
Yes.
communicated that with the team and
Yeah,
they had a plan in order. You know what I'm saying all along.
right,
They
Yep.
had a plan in order.
right.
Yep. Yep.
It's, I mean, it's a life threatening thing, and again, it's prayers up to Timo and his family. Prayers that he makes it through it okay and he'll be straight. So that's a
Yeah,
life threatening thing
yeah.
right there. So
He
but
will, man.
hey,
These
but hey,
guys get the best medical care. Um, they ain't like us out here who can't afford to go to the doctor but once or twice a fucking year and
right,
worry
Mm-hmm.
about what our premium is. Shit.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Facts, facts,
Them
facts.
boys, hey Red, you know when we go to the doctor and the doctor is suggesting certain procedures, but he like, oh shit, that shit gonna be a little too expensive.
We,
They suggest
hey, wait, Zip. We got to pick and choose between, like they giving us a menu. You want to get
yeah,
this or you want to get that?
that, yeah. Hey, them boys,
Say
they like shit. I want all that. You know what I'm saying? I
all
can
of it.
afford. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
it's a
Zip.
different dynamic.
Zip.
Yo,
Listen,
yo.
we be in our doctor's office. Somebody, let me see what you got on page three down there for $400. Let me see what you got.
Oh man.
Hey, for real, Red.
Oh
For
Hey,
real,
Lord.
like shit. I might could put together a few bands to get that there done.
you
You
know what
know
I'm
what
saying?
Oh
I'm
God. Hey y'all,
saying?
hey
Hey,
y'all is
man.
stupid, bro.
But when it comes to them athletes, man, the doctors speak a whole different language with them guys
They
because they
do,
know
man.
they can afford that
They
shit,
do,
man.
bro.
Right,
They
right,
do, bro.
You
facts.
know what I'm
They
saying?
Yeah.
hell yeah,
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
but no, I think on a serious note though, Red, and I want you to feel me when I say this, man, because I see where you're coming from, but I really think that this team has done a lot around Bryce Young. Now, I
Yeah,
think the ball is in his court at this point. Are you gonna ball out with this shit or not? Now, if he don't ball out with this shit, me personally,
yeah.
I'm
Hey,
done with
Chris,
the nigga.
I gotta catch this
I'm
call. This is my wife, man. Hold on.
oh, okay. Yeah, hey,
Hmm.
Cuddy, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
If Bryce don't, here's my expectation for Bryce this year.
Yeah.
Bryce better be north of 36, 3,700. I want
Right.
him to have at least 28 touchdowns. He better not go over 10 picks. And his completion percentage, I want to see get up in about the 67, 68 range.
Hey, yo, Zip, I can agree with that. I mean, those are I mean, you kind of hit it on the head with me as well. I feel the same way.
Yeah. And
I feel
and
the
that's
same way.
just this year. Now
Right.
going into that fifth year, if he balls out this year, going into that fifth year, I expect him for the fifth year to get it up into the 4,000 range. 30 plus touchdowns, maybe 34, 35 touchdowns. Under 10 picks still. Still around the 67, 68%
Right.
completion percentage. Like,
Right.
I expect numbers to start climbing from here, like drastic changes. Now,
Yeah.
personally, I give him a pass for the first 3 years. I'm cool with that. There's been a lot of changes around him.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But nah, moving forward, dog, bro, especially with quarterbacks like Tyler Tucker here. We don't know what Tyler.
Hey, Zip, question. Now we can move on to the other element of the offense, which is the running game, which was very
Okay,
inconsistent last season. How do you
yeah.
think that running back room will do with the as they want to? Although we're not worried about it, but it is a thing without not having three of the five offensive linemen from last year.
I'm not too worried about the offensive lineman combination. I think it's all going to boil down to what Chuba shows up and if Jonathan Brooks can stay healthy. Now, depending on what Chuba we get and if Jonathan Brooks stay healthy, I think this run game is going to be hellified this year. I ain't going to hold you. I think we got a
Yeah,
1-2 punch with JB and Chuba. I think we got
yeah,
a nice 1-2 punch there, and we
okay,
got good a good complimentary back in ETN. I'm
Right.
not too fond on old boy Quad Father, whatever his name is. I don't
Mm.
really, I don't really
AJ
like Buddy
Dillon.
like that. Yeah, it just doesn't.
Eh.
But I
But
would use him as a third down back there, like a
right,
power
right,
back.
right, right. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't disagree with what you say. The question is, can Chuba recreate what he did in 2024? Kind of give us a little bit of that.
Truth be
That's the big
told,
question.
I don't see that happening. And when you look at running backs in the NFL, they typically have a very short lifespan. And when you look at Suba, he's kind of like at the end of a elite running back's lifespan. Most
Right.
elite running backs only give you 4 or 5 good years, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
Chuba is not elite though.
Yeah, but that being my point. So,
Yeah.
but he's playing, under the same, pressure, same defenses and stuff like that. So my point
Yeah.
being is I don't really see him returning back to an 1,100 yard back, 1,200 yard back.
Yeah,
I think
man.
we got the best year out of two, but that wasn't good.
Hey, yo, Zip, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you being on my panel, bro. And I already know that, as I said, it's a business again. I messed up my cash app. It's a typo. But as I said, hey, Edge got a question for you though. You know,
Oh, okay, okay. Let me see. So, guys, you expect those numbers with that same playbook from last season? Okay, man, listen. Y'all boys gotta stop being so simple minded. Y'all act like, listen, is there not multiple ways to skin a cat? My point
right?
being, is there not multiple ways you can call one fucking playbook, dog?
There
Like,
is.
come on, man. Like, y'all act like just because it's the same playbook that nothing is gonna change. Somebody else is calling it, bro. So that's my answer. I do expect increase. I do expect improvement with with the plays being called in a different fashion, my guy. I do. That's to answer
So,
your question.
so I'm gonna ask you this though, Zip. Based off that, do you see this offense being able to complement that great defense that we expect to have?
I do. I do. I think that this year will be the year where everything comes together for this offense, and that's what I was getting at with Ed. I think we're
Yeah.
gonna get. I think we're gonna get some good air production. I think we're gonna get some good production on the ground running the football. I think the offensive line, we're going to get some good play out of the offensive line, even being down two tackles. I still think we're going to get some good play out of the offensive line. I think this is going to be the year that everything kind of falls into fruition for Carolina, man. This defense will jump up in the top 10. This will
Yeah.
be a top 10 defense to finish the year this year. I
Right.
guarantee it.
Right.
And I think this offense will jump up in like I'll say anywhere from like the 15 to 20 range. I think we'll
Right.
jump up in there. Anywhere from like the 15 to 20 range. And like I say, from there, I expect it to get better going into 2027.
And again, because you can, I mean, so I would say that in order for this team to be the team that we expect with this type of schedule, we got to play complementary. We got to play more consistent complementary football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this offense definitely has to comp. And so Zip, we're actually going to talk about two players in Carolina. So one being Chris Brazel, and the other being, the guy we've been waiting for so long to see, which is Jonathan Brooks, which I deem as our X factor of our offense. Zip, can you hear me? I don't know if Zip can hear me. Yo, Zip, can you hear me? He's a first time. Johnson, I do agree. It is. So I mean, it's gonna be wait and see for him for sure. I don't have expectations on the play caller, but if he can, again, as Zip mentioned.
Nah, my bad, Freddie. My coworker was talking to me. I heard everything you said, but I just couldn't respond to you. I was trying to make sure that they don't Yeah, my bad, Freddie. I heard
Oh
you.
no,
I
no,
just
no. You straight, you straight,
yeah, my
you
coworker
straight.
can say.
Nah, bro, you
But
straight.
yeah,
You know,
not.
so I was like,
Oh no,
you
go
going
ahead.
I was like, we was gonna talk about Chris Brazel and Jonathan Brooks, you know.
Mhm.
So like, what you see from Chris Brazel this season. Like, even if he's the
Well,
3 or the 4, you know.
honestly, it really. My take on that is it really depends on what XL gives you. Because if
Right.
XL comes out and he's looking like what he looked like in those clips from yesterday,
Yeah.
high pointing and running good routes, then that's gonna cut back on Brazil's targets,
Yeah.
and we may not see a whole lot from Brazil this year. But on the flip side, if XL does come out looking like the man that he's supposed to, I think they're going to go to him a lot. And I think that it's really going to open up this offense because you're not going to be able to just focus in defensively on Ted or just on Coker. You're going to have to worry about him too.
Yeah.
So, and then talking about Jonathan Brooks is a whole different ballgame. I think
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks, what I'm seeing out of Jonathan Brooks, I think that if Jonathan Brooks can stay healthy, I think
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks is easily going to be one of the best running backs we've had in Carolina for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Okay.
I think
Okay.
so. I think so. I think he's going to be one of the best running backs that we have since Jonathan Stewart. And the
Ooh,
reason why,
I appreciate. Hey, look, look, look. I appreciate your opinion. I can give
Mhm.
him those type of expectations right now. I need to see him go out there and be
no, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Freddie. That's a different conversation when you say you need to see it. Where I'm coming from is though, I'm saying that the confidence that I see in Jonathan Brooks is just through his words. He
right.
already thinks he's one of the baddest running backs to come into the NFL. Guys
Mm,
like that tend to thrive in the NFL. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you get him out there on that field and his body can hold up to his mind, like
Yeah.
he's mentally thinking like, oh, I'm finna juke this motherfucker, hit this hole right here and take this bitch to the crib. If his body can uphold with that,
Yeah.
oh my God. Oh my God, Freddie, he's gonna
I
be a
know, Edge. I
badass running
know.
back.
Hey, hold on, hold on. And hey, yo, Edge. I know StreamYard and iPhones are a horrible pair. That's why I'm on the ground to try to get my computer. The Cash App is in the
Yo, Freddie, you gonna be
as
at
I said.
FanFest?
Hey, yo, Zeb, as I said again, this is my business after all, so I would greatly appreciate everybody who supports the business. We gonna just build this thing. I got a text from my mother today, and me and her had a falling out a few weeks ago, but she actually texted me today, and honestly, and I told her what I was doing it, and she said, put your all into it, and like
Oh
put
yeah.
your all into your business, and you know, and you're gonna do great things because you are very smart, and you gain your respect, and you've earned it. So that's just
And
something that my mom gave to me. So
that's great advice, especially coming from your mom. But one thing
yeah,
I'll tell you, Freddie, is that she couldn't have given you any better advice, man. And another thing I'll let you know is nothing in life that's worth having or that's worth being a part of is ever going to come to you easy. Sometimes it'll be rather, what I want to say, it'll be deceiving. Like you might jump into something and it might seem super easy, but then it'll get hard, and then you'll think like,
yeah,
"Oh, is this really for me?" Never
right,
give up. Never
yeah,
give up,
no,
especially if it's something that you feel in your heart that you want to do, you want to be a part of. Just keep
yeah,
pushing, and it'll always pay off for you, brother. Always.
yeah, man. Like, I mean, like everybody since I was a kid was like, you should do your own podcast because I had this knowledge as a kid. So so it's something I finally got my chance to do. So I'm putting my all into it, and I'm just blessed to have the people that I met on these YouTube streets, have support
Yeah,
and everybody
yeah,
that I've been around and things like that. So I'm on the
yeah. You
road
got
to
some
100
real
right
big
now, and I'm
support.
gonna keep grinding.
You got some big support, bro. Because even looking at like Dante Rozier in the chat, you know what I'm saying? You got Red pulling up. There's just somebody else that kind of caught my attention too. I'm like, okay, what? You know, niggas supporting Freddie, and I like that.
You
I
know,
like that.
you know, like, and again, like as I said, like I'm just like I've been growing as you see. I've been posting content constantly, so that's just something I've been doing, and I really put my all into it. Shout out to my founding father, Quantum. You know,
Hey, hey, I just read that comment that real in the field put in the chat. Hey, nigga,
yeah,
you know how I am, boy. You know how I am, boy. You shouldn't ask me no retarded ass shit like that. Nigga, you should have
yeah,
hit the link
man.
and came to talk to me like a man. Ask me no
You
dumb
know,
ass shit like that, man. Come
yeah,
on
man.
now. Talking about calm down. That shit was just dumb, bro. Well, where do you see all of this confidence? The fuck do you mean? Did you not see Bryce on the field yelling at niggas? See Bryce on the field throwing his helmet down, pulling niggas to the side. Hey, look, I need you right here. Like, come on, bro. Just because y'all don't like this nigga or y'all feel like he's put out more bad than good, don't mean that you shouldn't. If you're a true fan of this team, you should be able to put aside your dislike for him overall and still acknowledge the good that he does. You see
Mm,
what I'm saying? I was able
yeah,
to do that. I was able
right,
to do that. As much as I didn't like Bryce Young to start off his career,
right.
and there just came a point to where, you know, the platform that I'm watching, we talked about him so fucking much
We
to
did.
the point to where it made me look at Bryce different. Like, not
Mhm.
not saying that the conversations that we had over there, Freddie, changed my perspective on him. It just made me
Right,
take a deeper look at him. You see what I'm
right.
saying? And when
Yeah,
I took that deeper look, I realized I was looking at him the wrong way. And a lot of people have this skewed mindset on the NFL as if everybody has to be this Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. And in reality, we're seeing examples of teams winning without that style quarterback.
yeah. That's a great
Example,
point.
Seattle Seahawks and motherfucking the Philadelphia Eagles. Those are two
Right,
recent teams that have won with quarterbacks that pass under 5,000 yards.
right. That's a great point.
You see what I'm saying? So we don't
Yeah.
need Bryce Young. I get he's the number one overall pick, and y'all want him to live up to that
Hmm.
expectation, but we don't need him at the same time to win. There comes a point to where you have to differentiate the two. Do you want
Right,
him to look like a number one overall pick, or do you want to win football games? Because if
right.
you want to win football games, we're doing it. We're headed in the right direction. But if you
That's
want
a
him to
good
look
point.
like a number one overall pick, then I mean, shit, keep watching. He may or may not. I mean, I don't give a fuck if we win. It plays out like that sometimes. Sometimes number one overall picks come into the NFL. More often than not, number one overall picks come into the NFL and don't beat shit. A lot of them don't even return to the level this nigga's at right now. Especially quarterbacks.
Hold on, hold on. Let me give a little intro. Coming to the stage is my brother, is my older brother, PPP. What's going on, PPP?
What up, PPP?
Greetings and salutations, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
Greetings, PPP.
I can tell
Welcome
you
to the
got some shit up your
Vilcud Show,
sleeve.
man. Welcome.
Yeah,
You got
yeah,
some shit
yeah.
up
I
your
had to
sleeve,
pull
don't
up,
you?
had to pull up on Cajun Freddy. Yeah, Levy
Oh
Freddy.
God.
Had to pull up on. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for real though. You know,
Hey, hey, hold on,
shout out to you, man.
real quick before y'all get into it. Are both of y'all gonna be in the city Friday?
Uh, uh, well, I'm checking with my girl to see if she wants to go. We have plans for Friday, but I'm checking to
Man,
see if she
PPP,
wants.
pull up, nigga. Pull up, nigga.
Well. Hold on, sir. You're not the person that I am going to have to answer to. So, and if you think that PPP has a way with words, you haven't met Miss Jessica. So, shout out to her.
Mm,
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hey,
uh-oh.
most Jessicas don't play no games, so I
I
got
have
a
a
cousin
cousin
named
named
Jessica.
Jessica. I have a cousin
Yeah,
named
me
Jessica.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. And
Yeah.
she don't play no
Shout.
motherfucking games either.
Yeah. Shout out to her. So, but yeah. I'm going to ask her and I'm gonna see. And
Hmm.
if we can, then I'll be there. If not, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. But yeah, what's the conversation for today, fellas?
Well, the conversation was expectations for the 2026 Panthers offense.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
Bryce Young is going to be absolutely amazing. He's going to do exactly what I think he's going to do, which is 4,025 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions at minimum,
Mm.
maybe 15 on the high
Mhm.
side.
Yeah.
That's to be expected with higher passing volume. Elite numbers from an elite
Yeah.
quarterback.
Oh,
Um,
don't hey, don't start with me.
I also believe that Chris Brazzell will be the number three on this team. You would also have to surmise that Jalen Coker and Ted McMillan will be all world as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this defense will be beautiful, very,
Top 10
very
PPP. Top
dynamic.
10.
Yeah, top 10, top 10. And, just an overall amazing showing of grit um, and stamina. I'll use those two words, grit and stamina. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well put, brother. Well put. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Well
sir.
put.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait. PPP. You said before that you had Bryce going for 4,200, right?
Yeah, you know what? I did. So I'm sorry. 4250 is what I said. Thank you so much.
Oh God.
Yeah,
So
I never
my
want
expectations of Bryce is
to.
36 to 38, sir. So I was
Okay.
like, so I asked the question earlier, was that too high or too low?
I think that's right in the wheelhouse. Yeah,
Mm,
I think that's right there in the wheelhouse of where Bryce Young will be at. So yeah, I have no problem with 38. I have no problem with 39, 37. That's totally fine with me. 4,000
yeah.
is exceptional. 4,200 is elite.
Mhm. I
And
agree.
and I've
I
been
agree.
declaring that Bryce Young is elite on multiple platforms and multiple spaces. So I haven't backed
Well,
down from that position.
well, PPP, I think this is the year that offensively
Did you know
everything's
he
going to
will
come
see?
together.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think everything's coming together this year. So everybody who, especially the Reds of the world, goddamn it, he be killing me with them numbers. He be right with that shit though, but he be killing me with them numbers.
Hold on, Zip. Hold on, Zip.
Uh,
Hold on, Zip. Hold on, Zip. Hold on, Zip. Shout out, hey,
okay.
shout out to Johnson Rosia for the cash app, man. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
bro.
Shout out to him. Yeah, he's never given me a cash app, but he's been in my chat multiple times. It shows the allegiance that no, I'm just playing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Hey, yo, Johnson, I
Hey,
got it, man.
PPP,
I
every
appreciate it, bro. If y'all are enjoying the content, make sure you hit the cash app, man, and support the content. Share the live as well, man. Let's run me up, bro. We on the road to 100 subs, bro. I appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat.
What you said,
ev-
Zip?
every time I see that nigga Dante, I get to talking shit to his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Every time.
he's a Falcons fan, and
Yeah.
Hmm.
they're beneath us.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
they are. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I,
They're beneath us.
they're on the bottom of our shoes, goddamn
Yeah, and I'm about to scrape it off on the curb and keep walking.
it. Hey, I say next time they come to the bank, we gonna pluck all their feathers. They're gonna be walking around naked birds around that motherfuckers.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Jesus. All
Yes, sir.
right. All right. Oh my God. So we talked about the passing game already. So let's flip it and talk about the running game, PPP.
Yeah. Shout out Chuba Hubbard. Shout out AJ Dillon. I think they're going to be amazing running backs for the Panthers. Jonathan Brooks is, in my opinion, a wait and see
Right.
because
Right.
we don't know what he's going to be, and anybody that's preluding any type of you know
Oh man, hold on 1 second, PPP.
Uh oh.
Hold on. Let me
Uh
give an
oh.
intro for my dog, man. Shout out to this person coming up. He was the first ever person I was on YouTube.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, shout out to
Uh,
Quantum who's getting ready to come on stage because Freddie doesn't have the proper devices at the moment. But shout out to Quantum who's getting ready to come on the
Um,
stage. He was the very first person
yeah,
to subscribe
to
to Freddie's podcast.
no. Shout out, no. Shout out to the first person I had a debate with. Shout out, Real in the Field, man.
Oh, real in the
Hey,
field.
hey, yo, what's going
Yo,
on,
real in
Real
the
in the
field.
Field?
What's good? What's
Asking me
good?
that dumbass shit in the chat, nigga. The hell wrong
What's
with
going
you?
on, bro? What's going on?
Good. Shout out Freddie J, man. Y'all hit the like button for my dog. Run him up, man.
Hey,
Hmm
man,
Show him
appreciate
love,
you,
man.
bro. Yes,
Show
sir.
him
Yes, sir.
love.
Yeah,
Rookie of the
so
year.
so Freddie,
Rookie of
if
the
I
year
may
right here, Freddie
finish
J.
real quick, Freddie,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's
Go
okay
ahead. Go
with
ahead.
you.
PPP, you just gonna cut me off, nigga?
Well, 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 yeah, I am because I was already talking
Oh
before you came up.
God.
Oh,
Yeah, I am.
damn.
Go ahead on
Damn,
PPP.
real in the field.
Go ahead, PPP.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, so Jonathan Brooks, in my opinion, he is a wait and see. I wouldn't want to prelude any type of expectations on that brother because he hasn't
It's
done
not
anything
right.
yet. He hasn't done anything yet in the NFL. He's accomplished nothing. But
Freddie. Hey, Freddie.
I have
Yeah. What's
great,
up?
Freddie. Freddie.
What's up?
Anytime
I
somebody come
have
on your show,
great.
dog, and they trying to shout your channel out and give you some love, man, don't let
Yeah.
a nigga cut that off, all right?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
a
I got you. I
a
got you.
That
a
nigga, I'm
real
trying to hey, PPP on some real shit, bro. I don't know what your deal is.
a real. Let me tell you something.
No, let me tell you something, PPP. I'm coming
Freddie,
here on Freddie's show. Hold on, PPP.
Freddie, can you please mute this
PPP.
gentleman because I want to give the real, true, and accurate situation that's going on now. Not only
Oh
did
God.
Freddie use my platform at the will of myself to
What?
generate the amount of subscribers
No, hell nah.
needed.
Don't do that, PPP. Don't do that, PPP. Man,
Hold on,
PPP,
sir.
what you doing, man?
I
What you
allow.
talking
Hold
about?
on, hold. Don't tell me.
Go ahead, dude. Go
Don't
ahead.
tell me what I can and cannot do. And I wasn't doing
I'm
that.
letting you know. Dude, what is your problem, man? I'm trying to come
Excuse,
show this kid some love on his new show,
excuse me,
bro. It ain't
sir.
about you. What
Excuse
is
me,
wrong with
sir.
you,
I
bro?
never said any. Listen, I never said anything about me. I never said that. So don't sit up here and tell me that I need to stop doing what I'm doing. I show love to every
PPP.
single
I come in here
podcaster
trying to
out
show
here.
Freddie some love
I
on his
show
new
love.
show, bro.
Real,
Listen, dog. Listen, dog.
I know you don't like me, and that's
I don't
fine.
care
You
how
ain't
much
gotta
he been
like
on your
me.
show, how many viewers you think
I
you would
show.
help
Hey,
him get, bro. I
Freddie,
don't
can
give
you
a fuck
please
about
tell this
none of that,
gentleman?
PPP.
Freddie, can
What's
you please
wrong with
tell this
you, dude?
gentleman what I did,
What's
Freddie?
wrong with y'all dudes?
Freddie, can you please tell this gentleman what I did,
I
Freddie?
will say, I will say, like, PPP did allow me to shout out my channel, but honestly, I will say, like, I've gone and I've supported a lot of things, and I blew up, and I've honestly I had the ability to. I didn't get 50 right away. It kind of took a few days, but when I finally did get it, I went live on my Quantum said first pro.
Exactly.
Freddie, we all know what time it is, man.
Right.
Freddie, please tell this
Yeah.
gentleman that I wasn't cutting him off from shouting your channel out. I was finishing what I was saying
That
because
could
you
have
asked me
waited, PPP. What you
because
had,
you asked me a
PPP,
question before he
PPP.
came on the stage.
What you had to say about
Hey,
Jonathan Brooks, bro? That shit could have waited,
Freddie,
man.
did you
Don't play
not
with
ask
me.
me a
Don't
question?
play with me,
Did you
PPP.
not
Don't play with
look?
me. That shit could have waited,
Hey,
nigga.
real.
What's wrong with you, dog?
It's not that type of party, bro. It really isn't.
Your damn show ain't. Your damn show ain't.
It
Your
really
damn
isn't,
show ain't,
man.
dog. And you gonna learn that. You
And
gonna
if I
learn that one
can,
of these days. I
and
don't know why you feel like you can play with me. I don't know why you keep playing with me like that, PPP.
listen, man. There's nothing at all that scares me because I don't put that type of energy out there in the atmosphere. Now I don't know what your problem is with me, but I haven't done nothing to you. Now I don't care if you don't like my takes. I don't disrespect. I don't do that. All I do is
You just
debate
did.
the
You
facts,
just
and
did.
that's it. I don't
You just
disrespect
did.
you. I
You
don't
just
disrespect
did.
nobody.
You just did. You just did, bro.
No. I don't
You just did.
no. The fact that
You
you
just
came at
did.
me that night
I
on
don't give
Unk's
a damn
channel,
about your
bro.
takes,
No.
bro.
The
This ain't
fact
about
that you
your
came
takes.
at me
I
that
don't give
night
a
at
damn
Unk's
about your
channel,
takes.
bro, I let it go. But there is not gonna be no interaction between me and you and no physical anything. Because I don't put that type
What
of
are you
stuff out there
talking
in the
about?
atmosphere, bro.
What are you
I don't
talking
do
about
that.
physical? People, what are you talking about
I
physical?
respect
Why are
everybody,
you talking
bro.
about physical? What is this
I
guy
don't
talking about?
disrespect nobody. I
Hey,
don't
PPP,
do
what
that.
are
hey,
you talking about?
I
What are
don't
you talking about,
disrespect
bro?
nobody, bro.
What
Hold
is
on,
wrong
hold
with
on,
this
hold on.
dude,
I
bro?
Hey,
don't
hey,
What's
disrespect
hey, yo,
wrong with this
nobody.
dude?
PPP.
hey,
You
y'all
just
Chill
both
did,
out.
bro.
solid as
Chill
hell,
out.
I
Both of
man.
don't do
y'all.
that,
Y'all
Hold
both
on.
man.
solid as.
Hold on. Hold
What is he
on.
talking
Both
about
of
this
y'all.
physical shit for? What's wrong with this nigga?
I don't
Hey, hey,
disrespect
hey,
nobody. So it ain't gonna be no
hey, real,
You
situation
just
where I'm
did,
gonna run up
PPP.
on
PPP
somebody and
hey,
something's
chill.
real,
gonna happen.
PPP chill. PPP chill.
hey, Hey,
PPP,
hoopla,
chill.
relax, bro. Relax,
Hey,
relax.
both of
I,
Both of
y'all
I'm
y'all
cool.
chill.
What
solid.
you mean?
Both of
If
y'all
Both
y'all
of
niggas
relax,
y'all
gonna
bro.
lie,
solid niggas,
Zip,
man. I
Zip,
fuck with both
Zip,
of
I
y'all.
asked
Y'all
you a
Yeah,
relax,
man.
question.
Yeah,
man.
man. Chill,
You
chill.
Papa. Now PPP acting crazy. What's wrong
No,
with y'all niggas? Why
I
y'all
don't
niggas get like this
disrespect
to me?
nobody,
I don't
Well,
bro.
understand.
So
well,
I don't
well.
want to hear nothing
I
about
don't
I'm gonna
understand it.
learn. I'm gonna learn. I
Oh
don't do
God.
that, bro. I respect everybody. Just because you don't like the way I debate, that don't
PPP.
mean nothing to
You
me.
were just disrespectful when I came in the show,
Hey,
dog.
hey,
I'm trying
I
to
was
stop Freddie
finishing
up.
up what I
This
was
is my
saying to
first time.
Freddie.
I didn't
I
need
was
your. I
finishing
didn't
up
need
what
you
I
to
was
chime
saying
in,
to
bro.
Freddie, bro.
You
That's what
could
I
have
was
waited.
doing.
That could have waited, nigga. Freddie
Hey,
paused the show
real,
and said real and
real.
Phil
I
coming
didn't
into the
hear
show.
you.
So nigga,
Real,
I came
listen
in to
to
say
me.
what's up to Freddie J on
Real,
his show.
you
And you're gonna cut
assume
me off to
that.
talk about some
Real,
goddamn
you
Jonathan Brooks.
assume that. Real, you assume that.
I didn't assume nothing. That's what happened. What are
I
you
didn't
talking
hear
about,
you,
dude?
nigga.
I even told you
Dang.
I was speaking and you continued to
I
speak,
didn't hear
PPP.
you until you said, "Oh, you gonna cut me off?" I thought you was throwing this type of tip from Ump's channel, bro.
You care what?
I thought you
You
was
still
throwing
thinking
this
about
same
that?
tip from Ump's
No,
channel.
You're
no.
still thinking about
Oh
that? That's
God, it
what's
was a
wrong with you, nigga.
misconception. Oh boy.
God dang, man.
Hey,
That's
yo,
what's wrong with you.
It ain't
PPP.
even that type of tip with me, bro.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it is, nigga.
No, it's not.
Oh
I'm
Apparently,
not like
Lord.
that, bro.
apparently,
But
apparently,
listen, real. Don't
apparently,
say to me, real. Don't say to me, please, bro. Don't say to me that I'm gonna find out. I don't do that to people, bro.
that you
I
gonna
say
what?
to myself, man, whatever
That
you
you
have
gonna what?
against me,
Don't say
that's
what
on
to you?
you, bro. I've never done nothing to
Don't say
you.
what to you?
You just told me that I'm gonna find out. You
We're
just
gonna
told me
find
that.
out. No, I
You
said you're
just
gonna
said
learn.
that.
I'm talking about when you speaking with me, dude. I ain't talking about nothing physical. What's wrong with you, dog?
So, bro,
It
leave
ain't
that
that
time,
serious,
bro.
PPP.
Real. Let's just keep it 100, bro. I don't have no issues with you at all.
I
None.
ain't got nothing with you,
Okay,
PPP.
cool. So that means that next time when we see each other, it shouldn't be no issues then.
So
Hey, yo,
PPP,
both of y'all,
Nah, it's not.
chill, bro. Hey, yo, cool. Hey, man. Hey,
what's up? And Zip,
look.
what's up with you? I asked you a simple
Hey,
question,
hold,
and you
whoa,
went
whoa,
off.
whoa,
What's
Hey,
up with
whoa.
that?
hey,
Hey,
hey.
But you
real, hey,
niggas,
Well, hold
real.
y'all
on.
niggas
Hey,
got
Let
yo,
me
hey, yo,
handle
no,
that
no.
hoopla.
though.
This is the problem. No, hold on, Freddie. This is the problem. You niggas got this energy with me because you think I don't like Bryce. You think I don't. I'm a
It
Bryce
has
Well,
fan.
well,
nothing
But
to
you
do
no,
see,
with
no,
that.
no,
The way
no,
No,
that
my
you
dog.
treated
no,
me
no,
the
Hey,
no,
other
no.
hey,
day,
no,
the
Hoopla,
way
no,
that you treated me the other day on Up
talk
Channel,
with
bro,
bro.
hey,
that was
hold on.
crazy, man.
Hold on, PPP. Hold on.
okay, yeah. Uh-oh. Well, real quick, till Freddie come back, hoopla. I don't got no issues with you either, nigga. I really did just feel like that was a dumbass question. Me and you
Okay,
cool, bro. I don't
okay.
got
Will
no
you tell
issues
me
with
what's
you.
dumb about?
Hey, man.
Will you tell
Hey,
me what's
all.
dumb
Go
about it?
ahead.
Because I asked you the
Oh,
question.
go ahead.
All you had to do was
Let Freddie
simply
talk.
answer me, my dog.
Hey, hold on, hold on.
Let Freddie
Hey,
talk
hold
real
Go
quick.
ahead,
on.
Freddie.
One
Go ahead,
second,
Freddie.
one second. Chill out. Hey, PPP. It's all good, bro. It was a misunderstanding, bro. I love the passion, bro. I really do. But hey, man, keep it chill, bro. It's cool. All y'all cool, bro. All y'all my dogs, bro. Chill out. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Real in the field. Go ahead and talk to Zip. We straight. Let's go.
So Zip,
Well, well.
I was listening to what you were saying, and you spoke on Bryce Young's confidence. So I asked, what
Mhm.
confidence are you seeing, bro? And you said that's a dumb question. So that means the answer should be simple. So let me get the answer to that question without all that extra
I
shit.
mean, I mean, we seen Bryce Young take a step forward and his command of the offense, his command of the huddle. We've seen Bryce do all of that this year. Where did you not see that? Give me an example of where you didn't see that, Hoopla.
Uh, First part of the season.
Okay, but did it not get better throughout the course of the season? And I even spoke to why he looked the way he did to start the season. Did you not hear that part?
Well, I also heard you mentioned him passing the ball down the field and how him being a gunslinger has never been his game, never in his trajectory was your word.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, as you saying that, and then you mentioned confidence. So I'm thinking, if he's not taking those type of shots down the field, that's not his game, and he's supposed to be a deep ball specialist. It's not adding up. That doesn't display
So
confidence to me. And if you have a
so
quarterback
so
who's ranked, hold on, Zip. And if you have a quarterback who's ranked at the bottom of the league and yards per attempt, that doesn't scream confidence to me. That screams too conservative, too safe.
So when you
So
when because
so
I made it clear that I
confidence
feel
more
like
than
hear me
what you see in the
hold
huddle.
on hear me out Hoopla hear me out because I made it clear that I feel like he's a different type of quarterback in terms of the type of chances he's going to take. I told you that From what I analyzed with Bryce Young, he only seems like he's going to take a high percentage, successful play. Meaning, if he feels like this throw is only going to be successful 60% of the time, he's not going to throw the ball. Now,
Mm.
And
what
why
I
is that?
said,
And why is that, Zip?
because he's had a lot of inconsistencies at the wide receiver position, so he maybe
So
don't
you
trust
don't think
everybody on the field.
so you don't think it has anything to do with his arm talent, his confidence, his own arm talent? Because
No,
like you
no,
said,
I
like you
don't think it
said,
does
like
have
you
anything to
said,
do with it.
he's played this way throughout the trajectory of his career, meaning through high school, through college, and through
Exactly.
the NFL. He's never
And
been a
and
gunslinger. He's never been a
and
guy who is going to average a high yards per attempt. And he's
and
played on good teams with good players.
so
He hasn't always been on the Carolina
exactly.
Panthers.
And he was very confident at that time, wasn't he? He was very confident, wasn't
At what time?
he? In high school and college, the two main things that you're talking about.
Well, yeah, he was on super teams then.
I mean, it
But
don't
you
matter.
but
He
you're
was
telling me,
confident.
as a Carolina Panther, even like this past season, when he walks up to the press conference, when you see him speak, he displays confidence to you? That's what you see?
Honestly,
When we see
that's
games, when we see games like the
you're
49ers and
listen. Hey,
Seattle and
check
shit
this
like
out.
that, that
Hey,
screams
hey, hey,
confidence
hey,
to you.
check this out, bro. You don't gotta cut me off to make your point, my nigga. I get what you're trying to say. You don't gotta do all that. You can make your point and let me speak back to
I
what you're
asked you,
saying.
well, hold on, Zip. I asked you a simple question, bro, and you didn't have to do all
And
what
then
you did,
you kept going on. You kept going on
right?
and some other
No,
shit. You
no,
didn't even
no.
let me
Hold on, Zip.
answer it.
Zip, I answered you a question. I asked your question in the chat, bro, and Freddie read it aloud for y'all to react
Yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you snapped.
Yeah,
You didn't
man.
have to do that
Because it
shit.
was a dumb
You could have just
question.
responded to
You're
my
talking
question.
about
You
you're
could have just
talking
responded
about
to my question, right?
because it was a dumb question. You're talking about man.
It's
You
not
asked
dumb.
me where
It's
did I
not
see
dumb. When you
you.
see a quarterback
It
going up to
is
the
because
post
you're talking
mechanism,
about fucking
scratching and
bro.
stuttering
You're talking
and
about
stumbling over his
listen,
words,
Hold on,
that's
hold
dumb.
on.
listen.
Hey, hold on. Hey, man. Hey, I fuck with this energy for real, and I fuck with the topic too. So, real and fair, I'm gonna ask you the question
I'll
before I
let
get
y'all
done.
have it.
After I get done, I PPP. But if you guys are enjoying the content, jump in the Cash App, hit the like button, share the live, subscribe if you are new. We on the road to 100 subs. Run me up, run me up. Go ahead, boys. You guys, go ahead, boys. Go ahead.
I mean, you honestly, you're not saying nothing when you're saying what you say because let me tell you something, people. I could be the most confident nigga on planet Earth on the field, but when I go sit down in front of the media, I could put on a show. I could be humble. I can speak however I want to. Do you realize Leggett be putting on a show with that country shit he be doing? You realize that, right? There's plenty of motherfuckers from South Carolina who done came out and said Leggett didn't speak like that his first 2 years in college. He just recently started talking like that.
With Zip on the field, like we can keep it on the field. On the field, we still don't see no
But
confident quarterback over there.
you brought up fucking interviews. When you see him in interviews, do he be confident then? Yes,
Right.
I do see
I
the
don't.
confidence in him
You
on the
don't see
field.
confidence in no interview, and you barely see it in
Okay,
the game. We barely see it in
I,
game.
I, I, I see it in the game all the time.
Hold on, hold on,
All
hold
the
on, hold on,
time.
hold on, Zip, hold on, Zip. I want to ask Hoopla the question, which is the topic of the show. So, Hoopla, what is your expectations for the 2026 Carolina Panthers offense?
Man, well, for the past 3 seasons, we've had a bottom ranked offense. And it don't
Mm-hmm.
seem to
Oh
like
my God, man. Y'all
y'all
niggas
keep
just keep
talking about.
repeating the same shit over and over again, bro.
So what I'm about to say then, Zip, go ahead, since I'm repeating the same shit
I
over and
mean,
over. What I'm about to say. Go
the
ahead.
first thing you said was some repeated shit, nigga. Literally, the
Okay, so
first
go
thing you
ahead.
said,
Go
Red
ahead
just
and
said
finish.
that however long ago. Red already made that point.
At what point? What was I about to say? Go ahead.
That offense was bottom line. Thank you for repeating what Red already. then just
And
this
what?
is even regurgitating the same
So,
shit over and over again,
I'm so.
bro.
Hey. I'm sorry. I apologize if the fucking truth sounds like a broken record to you niggas.
but,
I'm
but go
sorry if the
ahead,
truth sounds
bro.
like a fucking
Go
broken
ahead.
record. Nigga.
Go
But for the
off,
past 3
hoopla.
and Red didn't say this, nigga. Don't cut me off like you just asked me not to do to you. Freddie just asked me a question.
Hey,
I'm answering it.
but you still cut me off,
I
nigga.
said
So,
one thing. I didn't cut you off. Freddie asked me a
yeah,
question.
you
I got
did.
1 10 and you cut me off.
I did ask a question.
Now let me finish. Let me finish. For the past 3 motherfucking years, we've been watching this offense, and y'all keep talking about all this growth that we've seen. It hasn't really grown that much. Look where we were ranked in 23 and where we were ranked now. Look at the
Oh
numbers.
my
Look at the
god,
stats.
dude.
It's all there. The growth in the passing game is not there. Point blank, period. Zip, you can laugh all you want to and think it's Bryce fake, but it's just the fucking truth. It's not pointing the finger at Bryce. I don't give a fuck who fault it is. Fact of the matter is, we can't have a 26 ranked passing game if we really try to do something. We can't expect to go to the playoffs year in and year out consistently with a 26 ranked passing game. It just don't happen.
Hmm. It's a good point. It's a good point, Hoopla. Good point. I agree.
Hey,
I
don't it
didn't
sound
mention,
familiar though, brother?
I didn't mention your quarter. I didn't mention your quarterback, but the quarterback has a whole lot to do with it, as well as other parts of the team.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to get into the specifics of it right now, but that's the fact of the matter. It's the passing game for me. The passing game is going to open up that running game because we saw majority of the season, NFL defenses, these coordinators, they didn't even respect our passing game.
So let me ask you this, Hoopla.
That's just a thing.
In 2024, when Chuba got how many yards rushing did Chuba have in 2024, dog?
I don't know, Zip. I forgot why.
Yeah, I know. So because you just made another dumbass statement. Now, when Chuba had over 1,000 yards when he did that year, how did the pass game affect the running game then?
Zip. Where did
Since
our
you just
passing
put
game
so
rank?
much.
Where did our passing game rank in 24, man? What are you talking about, dog?
Did you listen to the fucking question I just asked you? I asked you when Chuba
Your
got
question
over a
has nothing
thousand
to do
yards
with what I
rushing.
said.
When Chuba had, you just said
Zip,
if the passing game will
Zip.
open up the run game. We didn't have no fucking problems with the run game in 2024. So how the fuck is what you saying make sense?
We had a problem with offensive production. Zip. The passing
We
game
didn't
wasn't
have
there.
a problem running the ball. We didn't have a problem running the ball
Yeah,
though,
we had
Hoopla.
a good.
But you just said,
That speaks. Hey,
that if
Zip,
a
Zip,
better pass
Zip,
game will open up the
Zip.
run
That
game.
speaks
The
to
run
our
game was
offensive
wide
line,
ass
bro.
open in 24, bro.
But where was our passing game ranked at, Zip?
Okay,
And
but
then
the run game
did
was
you not hear
wide
the other
ass
part to that, Zip?
open.
Did you
Freddie,
not hear
where
the other
was
part to that, Zip?
Freddie, through week
Go
10,
ahead, you
through
got it,
week
Zip.
10 of the
You got it, Zip.
2024 season, where was Schuba ranked at through week 10 of the 2024 season? In terms of top running back.
It was like top 7
I
in
want to say
some.
it was 4 at one point. I want to say
I
he was
mean, he was
like
definitely in
4.
the top, man.
So
Yeah.
what's your
So
point?
how the
So what's
fuck
your
does
point, Zip? So what's your point, Zip?
okay. So you just said that a better passing game will open up the run game. If we didn't have no issues with the run game prior, how the fuck does the pass game affect that? I
Zip,
want to hear
because
what you got to
this is
say.
why, Zip. This is why, Zip. Because you watched the season, right? It's this past season in 25, right? Let's
Yep.
talk about what we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Where was our running game ranked at, Zip?
I honestly don't know where the running game was ranked at this year. I don't know, but I know we
Was
had
it ranked?
Rico go over 1,000.
Was it ranked higher than our passing game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure it
and
was.
if you notice, if you watch the way defenses played us, they dared us to beat them deep. They stacked the box because we were predictable as fuck because Dave Canales didn't want to throw the ball in first and second down for some reason.
Okay,
So we were
let me.
predictable
Okay,
hold on, Zip. We were predictable
go ahead.
first and second down. Everybody knew we was running the ball, so teams loaded the box. That makes it harder to run the ball. So the fact that we were able to run the ball only speaks to the level of play of our offensive line.
And the running back, but yeah.
So if we got defenses to play honest defense, it would open up the running game. We will be able to get off different run plays. we would be
That's
more
true. I mean,
unpredictable.
that listen,
Like you can't just
I
spit out numbers.
understand
You can't
football.
just spit
No,
out,
no, no,
oh, just
no,
because Tuba got a
no.
thousand yards, that fucking means the
But
running game was
Rico got
fucking
a thousand
in the
last year
passing game.
too,
No,
Hoopla.
the passing game has
Rico
never
got a
opened
thousand.
up here in
That's
Carolina
two
since
different
Bryce Young has been
instances.
here. It's a
Listen,
fact.
let me
Hold on,
tell you
Zip.
how you're
Hold on,
wrong.
Zip.
There's
Because you
two
keep
different
you keep
instances
saying
of
what a
running
nigga say
backs
is
getting
so
a
dumb.
thousand yards. There's two different instances of running backs getting a thousand yards with this so-called low-ranked passing game. So what
It
you're
ain't so
saying makes
called. It's a
zero
fact.
sense.
It's not so called. The
Okay,
passing game is low ranked, nigga.
we
Y'all
still
niggas get
got
that through your
It's
2,000
head.
yard
low
running backs
ranked.
with
This is
that.
absolutely correct. It is low ranked. It's based
Get
off
it through your head.
it.
And when defenses
It's
start
low
playing
ranked, and
honest
the run
defense,
game was
that
above
makes
it.
us more unpredictable and it will
No,
open
no,
up
no.
the passing
I
game.
know
That's
that.
a fact.
You
I know
gotta
that, but
be.
I mean, the running game. That's a fact.
no, I know that. But what I'm trying to tell you is though, and
No,
no,
you don't know. You just said what I'm saying is dumb.
it is because we still have
So it's
2,000
not.
yards fucking running backs, nigga. Dumbass, like come on, bro. You trying to make a stupid ass point?
Just because a running
How the
back
fuck
gets
did
a
it
thousand
affect the
yards,
running
that
game
don't
and we
mean it
still
was
have
easy
2,000
for him,
yard
dog.
backs?
It was tough sledding. It was
We
hard
still
for
have
Rico to get
2,000
that.
yard
It was
backs,
hard for them
bro.
to touch them numbers. It was hard for them
Man,
to
I
touch them
don't give
numbers,
a
man. What
fuck.
you
They
talking
did
about,
it,
bro?
bro. They did it. They
Thousand
did
yards
it.
ain't shit. A
They did
thousand
it.
yards ain't shit.
Well, it happened. 1,000 yards is a
What are you
measurable
talking
stat
about,
for a
bro?
running
The
back.
the
It's a
passing
measurable
game,
stat for
the
a running
facts
back.
don't change. The passing
When
game has
we
been at the
hoopla,
bottom
when we
for
talk
the
about
past 3
running backs,
years, and it
what's
ain't
the
climbing
first stat
forward,
that
dog.
we ask? When we talk about running backs, what's the first stat that we talk about? How many did he get 1,000 yards this season? That's a fucking measurable stat for a running back, nigga. And you talking about it
Okay,
ain't shit.
but
What the
numbers
fuck are
don't
you
tell.
talking
But
about?
numbers don't tell the full story, Zip.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit, nigga.
It's a
And
difference of
going
how
back to
you
what
get
I
them
said,
thousand, bro. It's
going
a
back to
difference in
what
how
I
you get them
said,
thousand.
going
Talk
back
to
to
a
what I
player and they'll
said,
tell you.
no,
Talk to
no,
a
no, no,
player and
no, no,
they'll
no,
tell
no.
you.
You got it all wrong. You got it all wrong.
No,
The
you got it
reason why
all wrong,
Bryce
dog.
Young struggled, the reason why Bryce Young struggled is because of the lack of consistency at the wide receiver position. Your boy
I never
excelled if you
mentioned.
like the fucking
I never
okay.
mentioned why Bryce Young
But you
struggled.
mentioned the pass game
So
though.
that's
But you
so.
mentioned the
Hold on,
pass
Zip.
game
'Cause
though.
now,
But you
now,
mentioned
now
the
you
pass
having
game
now you
though.
having three
But you
different
mentioned the
arguments
pass
in one.
game.
Hold
You
on,
having
hold on,
three
hold on,
different
hold on, hold on,
arguments in
Zip,
one,
hold on,
dog.
Zip, hold on, Zip, hold on, Zip, hold on.
So Zip, so you're saying the only reason Bryce struggles is because his fucking receivers?
Man, listen, get your point off, bro, because all this back and forth.
Well, I'll try to, nigga. You cut me off, nigga.
Hoopla. Well,
But
hoopla.
that's my point. Freddie, you asked me what is going like what I expect for this offense, and it's
Yes.
the passing game. I
Yes.
expect the offense to take a major leap. Bryce
Right.
Young,
I do
O
too.
line, well protected,
Right.
weapons on deck. He good to
Right.
go. Ain't no more excuses. I don't
Right.
want to hear all that shit about his receivers this, his receivers that. Man, we good to go. There's no excuses. He got everything he need now.
Right. I agree.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I
I
agree.
expect a higher level of production for the offense.
And I agree.
Point
I
blank, period.
agree.
I
And I
agree.
expect Bryce
And that's
Young to
literally
be
what
here.
I said.
Okay, so we agreed. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
No,
So
but not 100% though, because how I got to the finish line there and how you got to the finish line was two totally different ways. And you missed what I said, but you want me to hear everything you got to say, and I don't
Oh,
believe in everything you got to say. And the only reason why I don't
you
believe in
don't have to
everything you
believe
got to
anything
say,
I say,
Hoopla,
bro.
is
That's
because.
fine.
But
That's
listen
what
though,
this is about,
I'm
Sid.
not just
We're gonna have
just
different
being
opinions, bro.
ignorant
Why are you
though.
mad?
Listen,
Why are you
listen,
upset?
Hoopla.
Why did that upset
I'm,
you? That my opinion different than yours.
I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to let you know that what you're saying ain't 100% true because even though the passing game did suck and it was ranked in the bottom, we still had there's two different instances where I can point where we had 2,000 yard running backs those years. And one went well over 1,000. So
Again, just because a running back cracks 1,000, that doesn't mean that there's different ways you can get 1,000, bro. That doesn't
that
mean that the
means
passing game is
that
opening
means
up the
that
running game, bro. That doesn't
listen,
mean it.
listen. Listen. That means that the correlation you were trying to make that the passing game affects the running game.
It
It
does.
didn't. It didn't.
It did.
Not in
mm,
It
our
did. It
offense.
did. We
Not
watched
in
it
our
this
offense.
season.
It
We
ran.
watched it this season.
It worked.
Hey, yeah, we watched it this season. The games where we couldn't generate pass any rushing production, and y'all complained about it. Those are the games where teams was loading the box. It was hard for us to do it. Certain teams we could do it against, certain teams we couldn't do it against. So imagine if we had a passing game that teams respected and defenses played us honest. Imagine how many yards Chuba and Brooks and these guys could get.
right.
Now, that's one thing I don't disagree with you on. That's naturally how football works. Yes,
Well,
in
that's what I'm
football,
saying though. That's
you're
my whole point
naturally,
though, nigga.
but
That's my
that's a
whole
but
point
that's
though.
but that's a
If
very
you agree
vague
with that, then you agree
statement
with my
though.
point.
But that's a very vague statement, though. What I'm trying to tell you is even though our pass game did suck, we still got running backs that got 1,000 yards. And I'm telling you that
But it's not all
that
about
they
the
was
number. You so
listen to what
focused on
I'm
that 1,000 yards,
saying,
bro.
bro.
That don't mean
Listen to
shit.
what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. And within us having those 1,000 yard running backs, we see flashes of a good pass game. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why you see flashes of a good pass game and still seeing decent running back play. That means that and on top of that, when you correlate that to the fact of Dave Canales' first year, 5 wins, last year, 8 wins, it's a system being put together, and it's not always going to hit the ground running. You're going to have shit. Oh man. You're
But
going to have
but but zip
situations
but
where
zip but zip but zip zip. But honestly, to Hoopla's point, he wants those flashes to turn more consistent, and I agree with him on that point. Like I
yeah,
want more. I want a more consistent passing game. Like
me
you
too.
know,
Me
Like how
too. And
long?
I
I'm
Hold
telling
on,
want
you,
Zip.
I
Zip, be
want
real. Let's be real, Zip. Like how long are we got to wait to see instead of it being flashes? Like how long do we have to wait for it to be consistent?
well,
Week in,
right.
week
listen,
in and
listen,
week out
listen,
type shit.
listen. Because Freddie, you heard me earlier when I said that I feel like this year is the year. And Freddie
Yeah,
did not also say that I personally would get off of the nigga if he didn't do it this year too.
you did. Oh, same.
I said that.
Zip.
Yeah, I said that. So hoopla, you're getting me confused. I don't think you heard everything I said. Before you got
No,
here in the
I
middle
was
of me
listening. I
saying
was
something.
listening, bro. I heard everything you said. I was listening.
There's no way because then you would have heard me say some of the stuff that I said. I said that I think this is the year that you can fully evaluate him. I said
But
that.
but but why do we have to wait 4 years?
Yeah. And that's another thing that I spoke
Like
to.
why,
You didn't
like
hear
my
me.
thing is like
You
my
didn't
thing
hear
is
me.
hold on, Zip, because I understand, right? Like you saying you can sit here and say all day long, like you think this the year. Like for me, I think this the year too. It better be the year. But
Yes. Listen, he has never had a consistent
why
number
is the
two.
energy
He has
different?
never had
Why
a
is the energy
consistent number
different for
three.
Bryce?
He has never had a consistent number two, a number three. This
That's
theoretically should be the first year. When has he had a consistent two or three? When?
that like what is that? I never even heard of that for any other quarterback. Like
What do
what
you
that shouldn't affect
mean?
him. That shouldn't affect him from going out there playing his game.
So
His
you mean to
weapons,
tell me? You mean to
his
tell me
weapons have done
whenever?
nothing but improve every year.
Listen. That's such a false statement, bro. Because when you look at Joe Burrow. So you mean to tell me if Joe Burrow didn't have T. Higgins out there, his numbers wasn't gonna drop a little bit? He wasn't gonna look the same.
Bryce
I
Young
mean,
has yet
we've
to
seen
even have
examples of that.
Bryce Young has yet to even give us
You
average
can't even
production
answer
yet,
my
bro.
question. You can't even answer my question. I just asked you a clear question, and you went on to talk about your point with Bryce Young.
I believe
Okay,
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is out there balling with. I don't care who his receivers are. He has no O line. Joe Burrow, I believe you could put him out there
man.
with whoever. Oh, listen, I want to hear you. I want you to hear me clear. Joe Burrow can go out there with whoever, and he's gonna give you above average NFL quarterback production. Period.
So are you aware
Mm.
of Joe Burrow's numbers whenever he didn't have his top targets? You aware of
No,
that?
I'm not.
Yeah, I know you're not.
What's his
I
what's his
know you're
numbers?
not because you just said what you just
And
said.
what's his
But I'm
numbers?
not even. You can go look that up
And
on
what's
your
his
own.
numbers?
You can
What's
go
his
look that
numbers?
up on your own. You can go look
What's
it up
his
on your own
numbers?
because I had another
What
point.
what what does
I
Joe
have
Burrow have to
another
do with
point to
Bryce
make.
Young?
I
And
have
what does
another
Joe
point
Burrow
to
have to
make
do with Bryce Young? What does Joe Burrow have to
because
do with
I
Bryce
I
Young?
just use that as one example of a quarterback who didn't have. Look at Josh Allen's numbers ever since fucking Stephon Diggs left him.
They wasn't
Look at
below
his numbers.
average.
They definitely took a dip though.
They
They
wasn't
definitely
below
took a
average.
dip though.
They took
But
a
they took
dip,
a
but
dip
still
though.
above average.
So hoopla.
Still high
So
enough to be
hoopla. So hoopla.
MVP candidate.
So hoopla.
MVP
So
candidate. Come
hoopla.
on.
So it's a hoopla. So would you
What's up?
agree with me that for a more consistent offense to play complementary football, both the passing game and the running game would both need to be in the top 15 for the competition that we play this season?
Yeah, I think we got to have a good balance.
Yeah, I agree. And again, this is
I
not
think it
just
starts
one.
with
This is not one player. This is all 11 and the play caller. I'm not gonna hold up. The play caller also gets it as well. I think everybody has to be consistent in everything.
Well, that's
I,
football.
I think it has to do with your health and stuff like that too. Look at hoopla. Listen to what I'm saying. When you look at Bryce Young, his first season, his second season, and his third season, there a lot has changed in the skilled positions for this nigga. A lot.
Yeah.
And if you
Yes, that's what I'm trying to
listen
say.
to what
Yes.
I'm saying though, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you
I'm
keep
listening.
cutting me
Go
off,
ahead.
going
I
on
ain't cut
with
you off.
other shit.
I ain't cut you off. Keep talking.
Bryce Young is not one of those quarterbacks who can just go out there and get it out the mud. We've already established that. So y'all
Hmm.
keep putting those expectations on him as if he's supposed to be that quarterback. It makes no sense. He's obviously a quarterback that you have
Hold
to
on.
surround with talent. So listen, no.
So,
Listen to what I'm saying.
okay, go
If
ahead.
Bryce Young being the quarterback that he is, that he's obviously got to be surrounded with talent. He was surrounded with talent in high school. He was surrounded with talent in college. If he comes into the fucking NFL where the talent is at the highest fucking level possible and his skills position fluctuates every fucking year, it's gonna what he's put on the field is what you're gonna see, bro. He's not a fucking Joe Burrow or a fucking Josh Allen. He's not that style quarterback, and we know that. So y'all keep trying to say, oh
Wow. No,
well, he
hold on,
need to
Zip.
do this
You
and
keep
he
hold
need
on,
to
Zip.
do that.
Hold on, hold
You
on,
keep
hold on,
saying
hold
we
on,
know
hold
that,
on,
Zip,
hold
but
on, hold
look
on,
who
both of
is
y'all. Hold
leading.
on, both of y'all. Hold on, hold on. Shout out to Miss Pammy for showing love, man. Hey, Miss Pammy. Hello, Queen. How are you doing? Shout out you showing support. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. You know, just
So
wanted to
Zip,
shout her out.
Zip, Zip, you keep saying that, he's not gonna be a Joe Burrow level quarterback, and we know that. Nah, dog, I don't think everybody has come to realize that, man.
Well, why do y'all keep putting expectations on him as if he's supposed to be that kind of quarterback? Y'all got to understand
Well,
that
I don't think,
we don't
I
have a
think,
perennial 4,000 yard passer. That's just
so
not.
Zip,
We don't have a
Zip,
perennial
then,
4,500 yard passer. That's not what we have in Bryce Young. Y'all keep
so why
wanting
the
him to be
hell,
that,
so,
and that's not what he is.
okay, if he ain't really like that, then why the hell do you niggas get like this about him? That's what I don't understand. That's my
Because
thing, bro. Because
because we
I
understand
been knew he
because
wasn't that level of
because
quarterback.
we understand that we could still win fucking football games with him. That's why I said
No,
earlier,
no, but
do you want to win football games
no,
or do you want
we
him to be a
cannot.
number
No,
one
no,
overall
hold on,
pick?
Zip. Hold on. I
No,
don't
because you're
understand
not
how
hearing
y'all
what I'm
think.
saying,
And
bro.
I hear what you're saying, but you're not letting me respond, bro. Because I don't fucking understand how y'all think we could continue to win football games with low level quarterback play. It doesn't happen in the history of the
Oh my
NFL. So how the fuck
God, bro.
y'all
Did
think the
he not
Panthers
do
gonna do
it?
that
Did
shit?
he not? He's
So
done,
that's
he's
why.
won
So
like
that's
that at
why.
every
So
level
that's
he's been
why.
in.
That's why I refuse to lower my expectations. I need him to continue to grow and
He's
get better
been like
and be a
that
top
with
level
at
quarterback. And
every
we need to move
level
on.
he's been in. He's won
Mhm.
like that at every level. Every level he's
This ain't
won. Every level he's won like that, bro.
this ain't it don't go like that though. You know how many quarterbacks won in high school and one in college? That don't mean you're gonna get to the NFL and win. It don't
I mean,
It's
that
a
ain't how
that's
the
fact.
game
true.
goes.
That's true.
It's a
That is
fact.
true.
That ain't how
That
the
is
game go,
true.
dog.
That's a fact.
That is true. That is true. But we've seen examples of quarterbacks like that win in the NFL, bro. We've seen it.
But
That's
look,
my
let me
whole
tell you something
point.
though, Gil. Let me tell you something. We don't no fan have to bow down and be content with him being average or below average just because we all can see that he ain't really like that. Like we don't have to be okay with that
I'm
shit.
not saying that.
We
I'm not
invested. Hold
saying
on, we
that. Hoopla.
that's what it sounds like to me. We invested a lot to
No,
go get this
no, no, no,
nigga,
no,
bro.
no,
What was the point?
no,
What was the
We
point
no.
in moving up
absolutely
to
did
number
invest
one
a
and
lot.
make that move? It
We
was
did.
wasted
We
money
did.
then.
But look at where we're at on the back end. And what I'm trying to tell you is I'm not trying to tell you to be okay with mediocre play. I'm trying to tell you accept who this man is. Understand.
I have accepted it. That's why I don't mind telling you niggas who he is. I've accepted it. When you niggas, or not you Zip, but you niggas out here who's delusional and think he better than he is, when y'all accept it, this should be a lot easier. It'd be a lot easier for us to have a simple conversation about him. Can't even do that.
No,
and
we're
that's
having a
and that's
simple
Real
crazy.
shit,
conversation.
Freddie.
But what I'm
Real shit, Freddie.
No, we're having a simple conversation, but what I'm saying is you got to understand the style quarterback he is, and once you understand the style quarterback he is, your expectations for him will change. I'm not saying you
So
have to
my
accept mediocre play. Listen to me, bro. Let me finish my point. I'm not telling you or any other fan in this fan base that they have to accept mediocre play. What I'm telling you guys is to understand the style quarterback that we have and understand what it is you're going to see when we start winning. You're not going to see him be a perennial 5,000-yard passer. That's not who he is. So stop
We don't.
expecting that.
nobody asking him to be no perennial 5,000-yard passer because ain't no quarterback a perennial 5,000-yard passer.
And
We ain't
that's the
Absolutely
asking
kind
not.
of
him. We ain't
expectations y'all
asking
be
him to
putting
do.
on him.
Ain't nobody asking Bryce Young to do some shit we ain't never seen before.
They just want to see higher
But we
quarterback
don't
play
want you
from
niggas
him.
acting like. But we got
Yeah.
niggas that act like he has done some shit that we've seen before.
No, 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 no.
Listen, from the understanding that I have of the kind of quarterback that Bryce Young is, I do think that he has done a decent amount of shit, bro. I know he's not. Even when you think about what I said, with him not being, he's never been a consistent deep passer. Look at some of the passes he made last year. He kind of stepped out of his shell with that shit, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. He did. There was a lot of passes last year. If you look at the trajectory of Bryce Young's whole career, he didn't make a whole lot of those that he did last year before. Now he's had one season in college where he had a lot of attempts downfield, like what we seen last year at a higher level. One season in college. That's it. That's it. The rest of that shit was
Mm.
30 yards and under passes.
Well, I would
Well,
like
what
to see
from
him
what I know,
take more of those chances. I would like to
yeah.
see him be more aggressive. Definitely be more
Yeah,
aggressive.
well, with
This
that
shit is real
being, with
simple for
that
me.
being, like I said, the kind of quarterback Bryce Young is. With that being, he needs continuity with his skilled position players, and he needs that to be consistent. So now that we're going into a second year with his number one and number two being who they are, now he got Chris Brazzell, which he trusts. He's already came out and said, "I trust this guy." I do think we'll see him taking more of those chances this year. That's been my whole
Yeah,
point.
I'm gonna tell you, Zip.
Yeah.
He has to. He has to, bro.
Oh, he had 1,000% has to. 1,000%.
Listen. I'm on the same page with y'all there. I'm on the same page with y'all there. I agree. He does. I want to see it just as much as you guys want to see it, if not more. Because I actually want the nigga to be successful here. I don't want us to get another quarterback because then we're gonna
I don't
start the
either.
process all over again. I want us
Facts.
to win with this nigga. Y'all want to see us get another quarterback and go through the trials and tribulations with
Zip, hold
that,
on,
and
Zip. Hold on, Zip, because
that could be more of a
hold on,
setback than
Zip, because I
dealing
done
with
said
Bryce
it over
Young.
and over again. I done said it over and over again. I just want him to be great. Now, if I wanted him to get the fuck off my team, I'd just go ahead and say that. But this is the last year for me. Like, if he walked through another season and he's anywhere near average, like I've
So
seen enough. Like, we good.
so you do realize, Hoopla, that there's a strong potential for Bryce Young to come out here this year and put up a season that could very much win the hearts and minds of this front office, but you may not like it. You realize that, right? Bryce Young could come
What
out
you
here and
mean?
have a
Hold on,
season.
hold on. If Bryce
I
Young go out there and throw for 4,000 yards, you don't think I'm gonna like that?
No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying, because I think that would be something that everybody would love. What I'm saying is, Hoopla, Bryce Young could fuck around and come out here and throw 34, 3,500 passing yards and get, 28 touchdowns, 29, 30 touchdowns, and keep his interceptions low and have his completion percentage higher than what it was last year. It didn't
Okay.
sound like you'll like that too much, but that could very well get him a contract here in
Hold
Carolina,
on,
my
hold on,
nigga.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, Zip. You said 3,500 yards,
Yeah,
29 touchdowns.
29, yeah.
Yeah, nigga, I would like that. What do you mean?
I mean, that's still mediocre play if you ask me. You said you don't like
I
mediocre
mean,
play.
that's great for
well,
Bryce. Shit, for Bryce, 3,500, 29 touchdowns.
Oh, now
I'll take
that's
that.
good for Bryce. Now
It
that's
is.
good for Bryce.
It is.
That's
It
been
is.
my whole
It is.
hoopla. That's been my whole mindset, though. I'm trying to tell you that I understand the difference between Bryce Young's style of quarterback and you got other styles of quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm trying to tell you I understand what it'll take for Bryce Young to be successful. So now you're telling me, oh, well, that's good for Bryce Young. I've been telling you that's been my mindset off rip. I've been knowing
Mm-hmm.
this nigga's crippled and he needs extra for him to be successful. But that's what the fuck we're doing for the nigga, bro. We're
Well,
Facts.
giving
Zip,
him
you
what he
saying that
needs.
now? You saying he's crippled and all that now, bro? But that ain't how you normally act on the general, bro.
Because listen, bro, listen. I've made it clear. I just made it clear again that I understand what the little nigga needs to be successful. And I've been seeing that. I've been seeing it. Last year, this past year changed my whole perspective on Bryce Young. And me and you've had this
Mm,
conversation before. Because remember, when I first changed over to supporting the little nigga, what was you saying, Hoopla? Oh, just last year you didn't like him. Just last year you didn't like him. Yeah, I didn't. The year
Well,
prior,
yeah, Zip,
2024, I didn't.
me and you started hitting the panel around the same time. You were saying the same shit I was saying in like a week time. You was, standing on a different side of the fence. I thought it was weird,
Yeah,
but
and
gotta get back to
no,
it.
no, 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 no. First of all, Hoopla, I don't think me and you started hitting the panel around the same time. I've been around Unk shit, bro. I've been around Unk shit. Let's get that squared away. I've probably been around Unk shit longer than you, if that's what you're saying.
mm.
I ain't trying to throw no shade or nothing,
No,
nigga.
no,
But
no.
if
It had
that's the
nothing to do
comment you
with
made,
it had nothing to do with Uncle. I was just saying. I was just saying when I hit the link, when I was hitting the Uncle link, you were saying the same shit about Bryce that I was saying. Then your opinion changed very quickly. But that's all I'm saying.
so do you
Uncle
understand
was
when?
damn how long
Do
you
you
been
understand?
listening. Yeah.
Do you understand when my opinion changed? Because my opinion changed throughout the course of the 2025 season. Last season, my opinion changed then. Do you
I saw
understand when
I
it
saw it
changed?
I saw it change in like 2 weeks. It changed in like 2 weeks.
Mm. Hold on. Shout out to everyone who came through and in the chat, man. It's been a good show today. If you guys enjoy the content, the Cash App is on the screen. You guys enjoying the content and want to see more, just let me know. I'm grinding, I'm building. So this show's only gonna get better with y'all support. Welcome to the village. Yes, sir. Y'all boys can continue.
Nah, I mean, all I'm saying is, it's possible for somebody to have certain outlook on a player. And like I said too, Hoopla, yes, my shit did change, but I also said earlier in the live that there was a period in which, as much as we talked about Bryce Young, that shit made me really look at him in deeper. And I did that shit in 2025. And I realized what the fuck was going on. And it's the same shit I'm telling you right now.
And what's
If you
going on?
look, if you look from 2023 to 2024 to 2025, the skills position has changed for him every year, with the
Yeah.
exception of his number one. That's it. That's it. That's the
So
only
you
thing
think
that didn't change.
it got
And that
better, right?
changed from
It
year,
got better, right?
huh?
His
You said
skill
what?
positions got better from year to year, right?
I mean, but that's not always what, listen, for a quarterback like Bryce Young, and this is what I'm talking about. When
Did
I
it get
say
better?
that you
Did the skill
listen,
positions get better
listen,
from year to year?
listen.
It's a
When
yes or no
you
question, bro.
it did, but what I'm trying to tell you is that's a generalized statement that you can have for a certain type of quarterback in the NFL, my nigga. When we're talking about a quarterback like Bryce Young, you have to keep a certain level
Mm.
of talent around him. So when you say, "Oh well, did it not get better? Did it not get better?" It might not have been suitable for Bryce
Well,
Young.
Zip, I'm asking you like because like you said, the skill positions got better. His protection in front of him even got better, but the pass production has not gotten much better. So we
Well,
need to figure
let me say
like
this. Let me say this. His number one changed last year, didn't it? He went from having
what
Adam
is that?
Thielen
What
in
is that supposed to mean?
2024.
What
You
is that
said
supposed to
what?
mean? Just because it changed, just because he had some change, what is that supposed to mean?
Oh my God, man. So let me ask you something. Hoopla. Let me ask you something. If you're a mechanic and you're working on a car and you use this one ratchet to do 90% of your work, even though a ratchet is a ratchet, but you use this one specific ratchet. It has certain features that it does. It helps you because you can use this bitch A1. It helps you a job that normally would take you 4 to 5 hours to do. Without this ratchet, it's gonna take you 9 hours to do. If you swap that shit out, is it not going like, come on, that's common sense. Just because a wide receiver is a number one, don't mean that he's gonna always come in and push. Or he's gonna come in and offer the quarterback the exact same thing that the last number one offered him. Pat and Adam Thielen
Well,
are two
he got a
totally
thousand
different
yards, like you
players.
said about the run games. Hey, he got a
They're two
thousand yards.
totally different players, bro. Pat and fucking Adam Thielen are two totally different players, bro.
Okay, so how did that cripple or disable Bryce Young in any way? He still had a number one guy out there that he had a good connection with that produced
Okay,
for him.
so going
What's the
back into
problem?
my point, going back into the point that I said earlier, which went right over your fucking head. The number two hasn't been consistent. The number twos and threes haven't been consistent either. Like I said, year one, who was the number one and number two? Then we went to XL. XL ain't been shit since he been here. So last year, when we could have leaned on XL, and we could have when David Moore and fucking Jalen Coker got hurt when they were hurt, and we traded Adam Thielen, that was XL's time to step up. And guess what? If XL would have stepped up like he was supposed to, instead of letting a rookie come in and get 1,000, Bryce Young wouldn't have struggled the way he did. God damn it!
Oh, so
Y'all niggas miss shit like that,
wow.
bro.
Wow. So what about Bryce Young not getting XL to football on time, on target when
Oh
the shot
my
is there?
god.
Because
Oh
that
my
doesn't
god.
happen. That
Man,
doesn't
bro,
happen
I
because I'm
don't
tired of
listen,
y'all. I'm
listen,
tired of y'all
listen,
trying to blame XL,
listen.
put all Bryce struggles on
Jalen
XL. Come on,
Coker
dog.
came back
Come
after
on, dog.
missing how many weeks? Jalen Coker came back after missing how many weeks? And
So
he got Jalen Coker to football. I mean, he got Bryson Tremaine to football. I mean,
well,
he got
well,
all of these other players to football.
Bryson Tremaine, Jalen Coker, T Mac, they have different games in XL. They win on different
It
type of
don't
routes.
matter. It don't
It
matter. It
does
don't
matter.
matter.
It
It
does
don't
matter
matter.
because
No, it
no,
don't.
it
It
does
don't.
matter.
It don't. It
It
don't.
does matter. And let
It
me tell
don't.
you why it
No, it
matters.
don't.
Because
No, it
when you
don't.
have a
It don't matter.
quarterback, who struggles on the type of routes that excels at, there's not going to be a connection there. Therefore, there's going to be a lack of
Man,
production
I've
there, bro.
seen
So
I've seen Bryce Young
they
throw.
contribute to
I've
each other's struggle, bro.
Hold on,
Because
hold on, hold
they can
no
on, hold on,
struggle.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. They struggle because they didn't have chemistry together. Both of their struggles with each other is based off chemistry together. Now, again, it could be a tale of Bryce Young not trusting XL deep down the field, or it could be XL and him just don't have a connection. It could be either or. Now again, both of their struggles attribute to each other, not one for the other, and not vice versa. They both struggle
nah
based off each other. They don't
You right.
nah.
struggle
You right,
I
based
Freddie. Their
off
disagree with that,
struggles,
one
Freddie.
or the other.
I
their
disagree with
struggles
that, Freddie,
contribute
because
every
last
their
year, whenever the start of the season, whenever we didn't have David Moore, Adam Thielen, or fucking Jalen Coker, XL could have went the fuck off. But did he? No,
well.
he
I'm telling
didn't.
you, this is why nothing happens
I
yet
don't want to
because
hear that shit, Hoopla.
listen,
Play that
because
shit for the next nigga. I
XL,
don't want to hear that shit. Bottom line
the
is he
type
didn't
of
do
routes
shit.
that
Bottom
XL is
line is he
running.
didn't do shit. And a rookie came in and got 1,000
Why
fucking
don't you
yards
want to hear
and
it,
rookie
Zip?
of the fucking year.
You don't want to
I
hear the
don't want to
truth?
hear that shit, bro. That's some bullshit. I don't want to hear
Was
that.
I
Hey,
A rookie came
wait,
in,
Hoopla,
a
was I
rookie
wrong
came
when I
in and
said
got
that?
rookie of
Was
the
I
year.
wrong when I
not
said
you,
that?
not you talking over somebody, bro. Mister, don't talk over me. Come
Cuz,
on now.
bro, you talking
Come on
Was I
now.
bullshit,
wrong when I
bro.
said
Why
that
you
though,
getting mad,
Hoopla?
dog? Why do you niggas do this? Why you niggas get so upset when we get to talking about this shit, bro?
Because, bro, because you trying to
Listen,
defend a
this is a
mid-ass
fact. Hey,
XL.
I'm stating
XL
a
is
fact.
mid,
Zip,
nigga.
I'm
You
stating a
trying to
fact to you,
defend
bro.
Hold
XL
on,
sorry
XL,
hold
ass,
wait,
man.
wait, oh Jesus.
why don't you want to
Uh,
hear it, nigga? XL
Because XL
struggles.
sorry as
He
fuck. Because
struggles at the
XL
underneath
sorry as
routes
fuck.
where Coker and Bryson Tremaine and T Mac excel at. That's where Leggett struggles at. He wins on the go routes. He wins on the post routes. He wins on the quick slants. Bryce Young doesn't throw those type of balls, so their games don't connect. So that's why we don't see the production. And you saying it don't matter? It does matter. If it don't matter, then nigga leave Leggett out the conversation when you talking about Bryce Young struggles, because evidently
So
it
let me,
matters a lot.
so,
If you can
so
blame
let
the
me,
nigga,
what's going
so
on,
let,
Quantum? Hold on, Zip. Hold on, Zip. What's up, founding father?
What's up, Freddie J? What's up, Zip?
what's happening,
What's good?
Paul?
What's good? What's good, real? What's happening with y'all,
What's up,
man?
Quantum? What's good, bro?
What's
What's
happening with
going
y'all,
on?
brother?
What's going
Hey,
on, man?
Hey
hey,
man,
I'm
Quantum,
listening,
you hear
loving the
this
debate.
bullshit?
Hey, Quantum,
You
you
I'm
hear this
enjoying
listening,
bullshit
man.
this
That's
you
why
nigga
I'm
enjoying the
up
talking,
here.
show?
man?
You enjoying the show?
This nigga talking some
I
bullshit,
am.
Quantum.
I'm
Nigga
listening.
talking
I'm
some
listening to
bullshit.
Real, man. Real got
Okay.
some rather strong points about our good brother Bryce Young. But we're here. We're here
Hey,
for it. We're here to
hey,
have the
hey,
dialogue.
man.
I
Hey,
got to
hey,
get
hold
in
on,
on
hold on.
this.
Hey, yo, hold on. That's
Yes,
my
sir.
dog real in the field, man. As I said again, me and him had a
Yeah.
Man, that nigga in the dugout at the baseball field. What's wrong with him?
Freddie,
That
Freddie having
nigga ain't
issues
really in
with
the
his
field.
connections going on. Go ahead, gentlemen. I'm just listening, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
my
nigga, you in
dog.
the
He ain't no
dugout
hater, bro.
talking
He
bullshit.
ain't, he, he ain't no hater, bro. Chill that shit out.
I ain't call him a
What?
hater. I just said he in the dugout. He ain't really on the field.
Zip. So Zip, how can
Hey,
you
Wow.
hey, hey,
see?
hey, real. Can I ask you a question, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me in your. I'm sorry, Zip. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. If you don't
No,
mind,
you
I want
good.
to.
Get on his ass.
Okay.
Get on his ass.
Yeah. So I want to ask you something. Can you tell me, because I've heard you at length about your stance on Bryce. I want to know in your heart of hearts, right? What's your number one? Give me your top 3 concerns regarding Bryce Young.
Number one, in no particular order, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
just his lack of aggressiveness. He doesn't attack down the field enough. And from what I've seen, like I've seen enough Bryce Young football to see where defenses don't even respect, his arm. And number
Okay.
two is just third down. If you look at the good quarterbacks in the NFL, one of the first things you look at is their third down conversion rate. You look at Bryce Young's, it hasn't been good. And for whatever reason, I don't give a damn what y'all want to blame, who y'all want to point the finger at. It needs to be better. Point blank, period.
That's a fact.
And then,
That is a
and then
fact.
I just need him to be a more consistent quarterback, give us more high level production on a more consistent basis. I don't think
Okay.
that's too much to ask for. You go in the draft and draft a guy number 1, and you move up, you move assets, invest a lot to go get him. I don't think it's asking too much for him to, give us that level of play, because we see it all throughout the NFL, week in and week out, and we've seen it here in Carolina before, week in and week out.
So okay, points well taken, brother. Let me ask you: are you out on Bryce Young as a starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers?
What's up, dude?
I'm not. I said this year right
Okay.
here, because I like I said, like I talk a lot of shit about him and criticize him a lot, but he did get better. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Okay.
how much better is it going to get? We don't know. But in my opinion, I think it needs to get a lot better.
Okay.
I
So
think
let me ask you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I would say I think the team has done a lot, to help him to help him grow, to help him reach the level of play that he needs to reach. Like we've done everything for him. Offensive line, like I said, he's going to be well protected. He was the last couple years. And the weapons, we've continued to add pieces, and he looked to his left and to his right, and you guys talk about trust. Like, it shouldn't. I don't want to hear that this year.
Can I ask you something?
What's up?
How important is continuity from your quarterback to your receiver ratio? How would you gauge that?
I would say it's very important to a certain degree, but it's not the end all be all. Because I believe if you a baller, you a ball player, and you a playmaker, you're gonna go out there and just find a way to make some plays, because that's what ball players do.
Okay, gotcha. So let me ask you this: in your estimation, go back to week 1 of last year, right? Cardinals, wasn't it? No, I'm sorry, it was Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Cardinals was week 2. Okay, week 1. You know what? No, let's go back a little bit before that. Let's say second preseason game going to the third preseason game. Let's look at that week right there. Not necessarily the game.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Continuity is very, very important.
I already know where you're going, Quantum. I already know where you're going, dude.
You probably do. You probably do.
Yeah.
So if you are going into your season, right, prior to week 1, 2 weeks before week 1, and you notice that you have your horses are pretty much in the stable, ready to go. Then you notice one of the horses gets injured, and the other one gets cut or traded or whatever you want to call it. What's on your roster to work with that you have built an established continuity with it?
So you're referring to when we traded Adam Thielen right before the season started and Jalen Coker going down with the hamstring injury, right?
Yes, sir. What's left?
And David Moore.
From a continuity standpoint. Oh yeah. Well, he was in week 1. He got hurt in week 1 there, Zip. But I wanted to focus on what was on the roster continuity wise from the last week of the preseason going into week 1. What do you think that will do to the confidence of a quarterback that had all summer long to prepare with that cadre of weapons? What say you there?
My answer to that is it depends on who your quarterback is. Certain quarterbacks, they're not gonna give a damn. They're gonna go out there and try to elevate the next guy, and they're gonna play ball the way that they play ball.
Okay, I mean I agree with that. I can't argue with that.
I can give you an example. We saw a guy, a rookie, played against us, walked out there with a bunch of no-name receivers on a bad team, and he went out there and put up 300 yards on us.
Oh, you talking about Tyler Shutt?
Yeah, he's talking about Tyler Shutt. Again, though, we can't expect Bryce Young to be just like every large, big-arm quarterback, bro. Y'all keep comparing this nigga to every big, large-arm quarterback, bro.
I got him, Zip.
I never said, hold on, Zip. I never said he had to be. Hold on,
I got him, Zip. I got him.
Zip, hold on. Let me take care of Zip real quick, Connor. Zip, when did I say that he has to be exactly like Tyler Shutt, bro? That's not what I'm saying.
Every comparison you make him to those type quarterbacks.
My point is, why are you upset against it? Why are you getting upset, bro?
Because it's the ignorance, bro. It's the ignorance.
No, it's not
when somebody breaks down a certain point, why do niggas keep saying the same shit over and over again? We just addressed that. We literally just addressed it.
Hey, Zip, I know exactly how to counter that. I'm gonna come to it, Zip. Watch me.
I'm gonna mute myself.
It depends on the quarterback, dog. Some quarterbacks, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna let that stop them, bro. They're gonna keep balling, especially if you still got a number one. Like he still had T-Mac out there.
Okay, yes, he did.
That means you're gonna go out there and play conservative football, and you're gonna be off your game because undrafted Jalen Coker is out there, or aging Adam Thielen. Like, come on, man! Like shouldn't have stopped nothing.
Now, remember what I said.
Nobody expect Bryce Young to go out there week 1 and throw for 300 yards. But I mean, damn, I don't care who the receivers are. Like, you can do better than that, bro. You can give out a better effort than that.
Okay, point well taken. But listen to this. Remember what I said. I said continuity. The only continuity he had with T-Mac was that of training camp and a little bit of the OTAs. Maybe a little bit in the preseason, maybe one series. Historically, that's good. I mean, you can work with it, but T-Mac is, of course, he's much more of an anomaly because he's just that good of a receiver. He's going to dominate at any point. He's going to be good wherever he goes. He's going to work with any quarterback. Now, I don't really put him in that category because of the fact that he is capable, highly capable. But then go back over here and look at who was left after T-Mac. Now, you know him and like Freddie said, the continuity between he and Leggett is shaky. It hadn't gotten quite there yet. For whatever reason, he had Hunter Renfrow, David Moore, okay, and a couple other little whoever guys on the right. Jimmy Horn was still coming into his own. He was just a rookie.
Well, Quantum, look, Quantum, I'm not somebody who nitpick games and be like, oh, this game he didn't do this, and this game he didn't do that. I don't mind giving him some grace for game 1 if he went out there with, a new core receivers and they wasn't clicking. Like, I mean, I understand that shit, bro. But I'm looking at the full body of work. Like, we've seen 3 years of Bryce Young. Like, we know what it is, and we know what it's not. You know what I'm saying? So, and we've seen games where he had all his weapons on deck and still didn't go out there and get, the production that we want to see from week to week. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
It does. So let me ask you one thing. Now, of course, we can't. Let me just make a statement first. We can't take anything away from what Bryce is not doing, because we understand that he could do more when he could do more, right?
Right.
I'm not going to argue that point.
I don't think
Usually.
everybody understand that, Quantum.
Well, yeah, I get it. I'm not going to say that he can't do more. I don't know.
No.
Go
Hold on.
I don't think
Hold
everybody
on,
understands
real.
that
Hold
there's
on,
more that he can do.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that he can't. It's the fact that he has to, based off the level of competition that we are going to play this season.
That's what
He
I'm
has
saying.
to. He has to up his game. No
That's where I was going with.
questions.
That's where I was going
So
with.
you know.
Well, what I was going to say was this. Okay, given the mountain that he's had to climb, see, this is where it begins for me. The toughness factor, mentally. You have to be a tough little sucker to go through everything this dude is going. He's going through a lot, right? Now, a lot of quarterbacks go through a lot. I'm not saying that absolves him from any lack of production or lack of, of the ability or whatever have you. He's limited at size, and we get all that. But I wouldn't want any other quarterback to lead the charge out for me other than Bryce Young, because of what he has displayed in terms of being able to bounce back and get back on track and start taking back over his position as the starting quarterback of our team. Now, it's too early. I keep telling people this, though, Real. Bryce is still wet cement. He's not concrete, okay? He's not concrete. He is still playing the game. So, in essence, we really have nothing to lose because of where he stands right now in his trajectory and his path trending upward. He is not going the opposite direction. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. You look at CJ, right? CJ came in the league blazing.
Go ahead.
At Jaden Daniels, came in the league blazing. Both those guys are trending the other direction now. Regardless of how you look at it, he might have thrown more yards.
We have yet to see Bryce Young blaze anything. He ain't blazed nothing yet.
That's my point. Maybe he's not going to start. Yeah, I get it. What if he is not going to blaze to year 6? What if he puts up 4,000 2 years from now, and then the next season 4,200, the next season 4,300? I'm just saying, maybe he's a slow grower, but over time the value gets built in. See, what we're looking for is. See, people are looking, in my opinion, this is just me. I think people are looking for a quicker return on investment. I'm in business. I understand ROI. In my estimation, business sometimes is better off over time, where things grow in value over time. Sometimes the market can come in and shift what you got going on that's doing real well, and all of a sudden the market shake it up and then it bottoms out like a stock. That's kind of what happened to CJ Stroud.
I understand.
He had some. See, so I'm saying, you know what, brother? Maybe it took him a while to go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I never said that I don't believe Bryce Young can be a good NFL quarterback. I just said before me to believe it, I gotta see it on a consistent basis, and I just haven't seen it yet.
I got you, brother.
We know this the NFL. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like I believe in growth and development. You ain't gotta be a star day one. Sometimes it takes time, but Bryce Young, we've seen him for 3-4 years now, going on 4 years in the NFL.
Okay.
Like, we know how it goes, man. At some point, the quarterback, he's either gonna level up or he's gonna end up just leveling off. Like, it's Bryce Young, like, we don't know if he's reached his ceiling. We don't know if he's gonna keep climbing.
Okay.
But if he don't get no better than he is, I don't think it's good enough.
Well, okay, well, let me ask you from this perspective then. How about this?
Yeah.
Let's say we were to pull a time capsule, and we'll see that Bryce Young has a 12 or 13-year NFL career.
Right.
Let's say he's good for 13 seasons. Let's say every single season he gets better by about 500 or 600 yards.
Right.
Let's say he improves about 3 to 4 touchdowns a season for the next 12 or 13 seasons.
Interesting.
Let's say he has no degradation of skills, degradation of play from here to the rest of his career. Let's say he marginally increases 500-600 yards every season, and let's say he levels out around year 10 or 11 with about the same production for 2 years, maybe another 100 or 200 yards, maybe another 3 or 4 touchdowns. Let's say about a year 13, Bryce is at 4,000, 3,900 or 4,000 yards consistently for the last 2 or 3 seasons of his career. Let's say he gets around 30 touchdowns, 27, 28, 30 touchdowns. What about
Right.
3 or 4 rushing scores? About 260 or 75 rushing yards every year, because that's what he's
Okay.
averaging on the ground right now.
Right.
Let's say
Right.
if that's his trajectory. Versus, what if we see a 3,800 yard season this season, but next year he drops to 3,200, and the next year it's like 33, and then he goes back down to 29 because he misses 7 games because he was doing something he had no business doing. He got injured or something. Let's say, would you like to see that kind of quarterback that has a shortened career of success, or a longer term career of success with marginal increases in gains along the way? What would you say?
I want the long-term success, but at this stage where Bryce Young is at, like him going into his 5th-year option, it's dangerous for us to play around with that. Like, we can't afford for him to go out there next year and get 3,800 and then turn around, because if he gets 3,800, he probably gonna get that extension. And then he turn around the next year and only give if he get 38, he gonna get that extension. And if he turn around the next year and give us 32, how we gonna feel then?
Now hold up. That's my point. But let's say, but watch this though. Watch this though. Has he had any season thus far where he went the opposite direction yet?
No, but he started off so low. It's hard to go. It's hard to get lower than where he was though, Quantum, to be honest.
Well, my point is this though. Yes, that's a very true statement. But my point is this: what if his escalation is that of like the bars on your cell phone? What if it's like that? What if it's a cascade going upward over the next 10 years?
I mean, of course, I would take that. Of course, if that's what it is.
But it's so early in his career. We tend to. I'm gonna tell you what's happening, real, and this is the way I see what everybody is going through. They're looking at their own estimation of what a quarterback needs to look like right now, last year, the last 3 years, year 2, and they're encapsulating that notion of what they believe it should look like based on, and this ain't maybe you, but with other people, they may say, well, CJ looked like this in year 1, or Caleb Williams looked like that in year 1, or Lamar Jackson looks like this. And so they compare him arbitrarily to other quarterbacks' production, and what they don't take into account is everything else that matters, like coaching, weapons, play design, the ability of some of those people playing over there, line protection, defenses. All these things actually have something to do with the production of what your quarterback's going to look like at the end of the game, regardless of what people say.
This is a fair point.
We have not had a consistent level of defensive production. We have not had a consistent level of play calling. We have not had a consistent level of pass catchers. So when you think about all these things,
consistent level of quarterback play.
Well, I know.
The facts.
But guess what? But those things can affect.
So we've had
the consistency of a quarterback too.
No. We've also had an inconsistent team in general, though.
Of the other players as well.
Right. That's a fact.
But let me ask you. But see, here's where I go with that.
It goes both ways, and that's how it's been here in Carolina. It hasn't just been, everybody else around.
It goes both ways.
Very true. But let me ask you this though. Let's say, for most of the other quarterbacks in the league, I keep picking on CJ because they tied together, so I'll just use him. His defense has allowed him more possessions, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I don't watch the Houston games, so I don't know, their story is like I do ours. But yeah, I know they got one of the best defenses in NFL. So yeah.
Right. So I would say this. If Bryce maybe had a few more possessions, not saying he's going to win, he's going to throw 300 yards. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying with a little bit more defensive production, maybe he gets a little bit more out of that. Maybe he gets a little bit more of a better coaching situation. And he's going to have to improve, though, being Bryce Young. I'm not saying that it's not all on anybody else. Bryce has to come in this year. Let me tell you what I want out of Bryce this year. I'm gonna be crazy with it, real.
Okay.
I want Bryce to have the toughest schedule he's ever had.
Yeah.
I want them to bring every dog they have every game. I want them to go after him. Yeah. I want them to try to bring him to the ground on every rush. I want them to try to sack him. I want the quarterback to have I want him to have the hardest time throwing to because if he comes out on the other end of all of that, there's going to be no excuses where people can levy towards him. If he can do so, I want him to have it tough. I really do, because I want him to conquer it. So that this narrative that he can't do it, or he can't get it, or he can't conquer, I want that to be gone.
Yeah, I agree with that, Quantum, because we need to know who he really is.
Correct.
We need to know,
I agree.
And because we're about to make a big investment in him, man. We can't just look at 2025. We can't just look at this season and say, like, okay, this is enough. That's all we need to see, because if anybody thinks he's going to continue to get better, that means we're going to see better, and that's what we want to see. So we don't want to see
facts. Let me ask you this then: do you see in your heart of hearts, at this juncture of Bryce Young's career, do you really see a situation where he can get worse this season?
No, man, because
I don't either.
The team that we got built,
I don't see him getting worse either.
Dan Morgan, guys, they've done a hell of a job, and they're not getting enough credit.
Thank you.
Because for years, all I've been hearing, especially not from Panthers fans, but mainly like fans in the streets that I talk to, they try to take up for Bryce and just say that the Panthers don't know how to build around a young quarterback, and we don't know how to draft and develop, and this, that, and the third. They proven those people wrong, man, and they're not.
That's patently false.
So I don't see how Bryce Young.
Okay. I know to ask you the right questions. I'm gonna get some answers that I'm looking for out of you, because I don't think that you hate the guy. I never have thought that. Every time I hear you, it sounds like you
I don't know why people think that, Quantum. I guess because I'm just so honest about him. I don't know what it is, man, but I don't hate him.
Hold on, Zip. We going on 3 hours of the show. If you're enjoying the content, hit the Cash App. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and share the live out, man. It's a good show today. I appreciate y'all boys, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out Freddie, man. Y'all hit the like button and run them up, man.
Yeah, hook up for Freddie, run the like button up. Get my guy on, get him on the board, y'all. Let's go.
Shout out, y'all.
Let's go. Yeah, y'all hit that goddamn like button. Come on.
Come on, Zip, get on him, Zip.
Like the girl off of Rush Hour. Press the goddamn button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the goddamn.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, Zip, how long you been sitting on that one?
Hey, for a minute, dog. I was waiting on that shit, dog.
Oh, shoot. That was good. That was good timing, brother. Good timing. Perfect timing.
That was perfect timing.
Hey, real. Check it out.
What's up,
Go ahead, Zip.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, I don't feel like Hoopla, you hate the nigga. I just feel like you're putting expectations on him that's not necessary for the kind of quarterback that he is, bro. You want to
hold on, slow down, Zip. What expectations am I putting on him? All I'm asking is him be a high level quarterback in the NFL. Like if you don't expect that from him, and then we failed by going to get him in the draft. That's how I feel about that, bro.
But I mean, and I'm not disagreeing with you 100%. I wouldn't say we failed if we could still find a way to win football games with him. Now, I will agree that.
I agree with that.
I will agree with you, Hoopla, and say that I don't feel like we hit where we were supposed to, given the fact that we picked him number 1 overall. You're right. But if we could still find a way to win. But if we can still find a way to win football games with him, then that means what we gave up for him and where we drafted him, it's not as important because we're still finding a way to win. And I think that's what we're doing, bro.
Right. But we haven't found a way yet. So,
Well, we're headed in the right direction. We got Dave Canales. And we won 5 games that season. Last game we won 8 and we backed into the playoffs. So what that we backed in, we made it there. We're division champs and we made it to the playoffs. Now, I'm telling you, if you listen to my stance on where I'm coming from with Bryce Young, my stance is I feel like this is going to be the first year where he's coming into a second year with continuity with the number 2. With the number 2.
That's my point.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say I think.
Yeah, but I think there's See, we can't
Go ahead.
ignore. We can't ignore, like, you can mention the consistency with the number 2, number 3, number 4 targets and all that. But Bryce Young has flaws and holes in his game where he got to get better at, especially like in the
Certainly.
pocket. He got to continue to
Yes,
grow and get
yes.
better
Certainly.
at.
He has to be
Certainly.
a
If not,
master of the
because
pocket. He has to be more of a master of the pocket.
Absolutely.
because if not,
Like,
because if
like,
not,
Absolutely,
he's
real.
going to
and
continue
I
to
mentioned
struggle
this
with
at
the
the
same
top.
thing.
I don't know if you.
Well, I think the struggles that he's having with the pocket, and don't get me twisted when I say this, because I think he's getting better with his pocket presence, and that's what I'm saying, Hoopla. When I say that, me personally, I noticed better in his pocket presence last year. But what I'm
Yes,
saying is,
From
well,
a clean pocket last year, and this is
he
not
was
me
not
hating.
great. He was not
Like, he
great. This
wasn't
is
he
this is
wasn't
an
good from
accurate
listen,
clean
point.
pockets last year. Clean pockets.
listen. He still cannot 100% see over the offensive line, so he's got to move.
Mm,
He's not going to be
mm,
able.
mm, 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 mm.
Listen. Whenever, just like what they did in New Orleans for Drew Brees, what did they do?
Mm.
They created throwing lanes for him. They literally created
Yeah,
their pass
very much.
protection. They
Very
literally
much.
created their pass protection around lanes that he can throw through. That's what
Yeah.
Okay,
we got
so
to.
Zip, so
Uh,
Zip, that's great that you just said that, bro. If you can admit that you think he can't see over the line and he has to move around, you don't think that messes him up and throws off a lot of those timing right routes, and it hurts guys like XL and even T Mac and Coker, because that limits the opportunities of targets they're going to get, because Bryce Young is not going to be able to hit them in a certain area of the field because he's not going to be in place to make the throw because he's scrambling to find a lane to see them.
Well, listen. I agree with you. I
That's a
agree
big
with you
deal.
from a shallow. Listen, from a shallow. When you're from a shallow standpoint, when you're just making a generalized statement, that's very true. But when you look at Bryce Young's play outside of the pocket, that's when that throws a whole wrench in that hoopla. That nigga, when he gets outside the pocket, now his play goes up. Now his shit jumps tremendously. Now he starts making high level throws. He starts making defenders miss. He plays better outside the pocket, if you ask me.
Absolutely. Hey, you know
Yeah,
what? You know
yeah,
what?
but
Real. Check this
what's up?
out. I think a lot of DCs in the NFL. This is just how I see it. I could be wrong. I believe personally that they see Bryce Young as the kind of guy. I used to say that I used to call Bryce Young the mystery box on Black Ops. You never know what you. Hey, he might pull out a teddy bear. He might get that ray gun. You just don't know. And that's the dangerous thing. Bryce Young is dangerous to me. And I'm gonna tell you what I think DCs are starting to believe the same thing, because when that dude, he'll hurt you when you don't expect it. Like, it's easy to look at him and say, oh, he ain't gonna do much. But the moment he runs for 35 yards, you're like, what the heck was that?
So wait a minute. So I've asked everybody else. So Quantum, what is your expectation for the 2026 Carolina Panthers offense? That's the topic of my
Just the
show.
offense? Oh,
Yes.
okay, just the offense. All right, from top to bottom, I expect a variation of the offensive strategic game planning with Brad Isaac taking over the helm. It's going to be the same playbook, yes, but it's going to be a different mind controlling said plays and calling said plays.
Is it different sequence and different like structure of the way that the plays are called?
Correct. Now, in my estimation, I believe that activates something within Bryce Young that we have not seen
Oh,
yet.
hold on, Quantum. I gotta highlight this for a second. Breaking news from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh shoot. Got a home for him right over here.
Hell yeah.
We got plenty of cap space. Come on, sign. Yeah. Sign with us, baby. We got you. Okay, Freddie. So I expect
That's not fair. Yeah.
execution. I expect Brad Isaac to come out
Right.
put his own stamp on this offense, because a lot of people don't know this. Brad Isaac has much more football acumen and background than Dave Canales does. You know why? Because his dad and his granddad were both GMs. So he grew up in NFL. He understands the game at a level that
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, that's another. Yeah. So I
Hey,
think
Freddie,
he's
I
going
gotta
to
hop
have his.
off, bro.
You about to go? You about to go, brother?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hop off real quick. If y'all on when I get back, man, I'll jump back on.
Okay, we'll be here, brother.
Man,
Heard
hey, it
that.
was good talking to you, Quanah, man. Big love,
You too,
dog.
man. Yeah, big love to you
Zip,
too, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you
Zip. I'll
listening.
catch you on the next one, bro.
All right, real in the field. Have a good one, brother.
All right, bro.
Hey, I think what's going to happen is you got Brad is going to actually have to revamp a couple of things. He's going to have to be more creative. Dave Canales, to me, his creativity wanes when something's working. He just stops using his creativity. If the running game is working, screw it, just run the ball. he don't like to mix it. He don't like to keep passing. He don't like to. What you think, brother?
Well, I was just gonna say I think it's a mix of a lot of different things, man. Because okay, for instance, Quantum, when you draw something up in practice and it you execute it perfectly in practice, but then when it comes into game time
Right.
and you don't execute it, and it's goddamn it's 3rd and 15. That's a difficult situation for a second or third year head coach. That's a difficult situation, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people just see, oh man, this shit ain't working. Bryce Young stuff. Oh, da 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 da. It's not just that. You got a quarterback who he's not able to do every single thing. So you have to tailor the game to his game. And that's what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of, okay, for instance, the tush push.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is not a quarterback that I'm going to run a tush push with on a consistent basis. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's tough as hell,
Right.
he has gotten injured a lot in the NFL. I'm not going to put him in that situation because he's a smaller guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. Wouldn't be wise.
Exactly. The chances for that to work for me are slimmer. You know what I'm saying? But I think we just seen a case where Dave Canales came in with a certain way he wanted to do things, and it didn't always work for him. So now I got to go back to the drawing board. And if you ask me, I think he managed that shit fairly fucking well. I think he managed it fairly well.
I think he does well as a head coach overall, right? I think he's a great head coach overall. I think he's up and coming, and he's like everybody else. He's got to find his way. He's going to become more creative because he's going to learn. He doesn't have to be everywhere and be everything. He can be somewhere and be something in the offense. Like if you're trying to do everything as the head coach, you're not delegating the authority and letting your horses take control and actually formulate the team under your guidance. So by him relinquishing that play calling, maybe that was one of the things that affected him. Doing too much. That could have been something.
Yeah.
So now if he says, hey, I'm going to let Brad Isaac do his thing, I'm gonna go over here and watch Evero a little bit. I'm gonna get on Gilbert and the line guys. I'm gonna oversee all the operations as a head coach, and I'm gonna add my expertise and my analysis to every aspect and every level of the game, even special teams. So I think now, to further answer your question, Freddie, you mix in the fact that thank God we picked up Monroe Freeland because now he gets shift over to the right side of the line.
Yeah.
I think the line will be I don't know if it's going to be much more improved, but I think it'll be at least similar to what we had last year. We got a new center, Cade Maisley, Sam Hype, or Faulkner, or whatever his name is. One of those guys will lead the charge. I think here's my X factor, and I know a lot of people are going to say stuff about this, but this is just me.
Right.
I think the X factor is going to be Jonathan Brooks.
I agree.
That brother. Yes,
I think so too.
Yeah, right. Yes, his knee has been worked on a couple of times. Yes, he's gone through off seasons of injuries to that knee. At the end of the day, that guy possesses a level of heart and tenacity that you got to get through that long of a layoff because of a knee injury and come back and do it 2 times in a row.
Yeah, man.
That tells you what kind of heart and spirit that guy got. If he showed up physically, he is going to be a absolute wild card from the back.
And furthermore, Quantum, like what I said earlier, his confidence and his ability to play the position as well, man. I mean, it's through this
Yeah,
roof, man. And and and,
yeah,
and like I said earlier, if you can get his body to match his mental, like when a
yeah,
running back when he hit a certain cut and he like, man, I'm gone on this nigga. If you could get his
Right.
yeah.
body to match that, oh, it's over with. It's
Over
over
with.
with.
Hey,
It's
hey,
over
yo,
with.
Quantum and Zip,
I'm
yo,
sorry.
Quantum and Zip, yo, Quantum and Zip. Another
Hmm.
like 3 more minutes and I gotta
Yo,
call it wraps, because my internet's
That's
kind of
cool.
messing up a little bit, So yeah,
It's all good, brother. We feel you. Hey,
yeah,
we got a
yeah,
okay,
good
yeah,
dialogue here. And let
yeah,
me
man.
encapsulate
Hey,
it with this right here. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
And I was gonna say,
Yeah, his signal is
yeah, that internet,
StreamYard,
yeah,
boy.
that internet
StreamYard is
fucking with
bugging.
him.
It is. It is. It is. StreamYard is not cool, man. I'll encapsulate it with this Zip. Uh, and that backfield, we still got Chuba back there. Chuba can still get things done. He's a
yeah,
1,000-yard back. So Rico
yeah,
Dowdle
yeah,
was the
yeah,
only reason why you never got a chance to see that
right,
last year.
right.
But Chuba is a
Yeah,
capable back.
Yep,
Uh, you still got, and then the wide receiver battle to me is where we're really about to see what Bryce can do. He's
right.
got, barring
exactly.
injury or trade or somebody wanting
Yeah,
to leave,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right.
he comes out of camp and starts the season with everybody he's been throwing to since the offseason and now. There's no reason why you don't see an uptick in production as far as passing the ball is concerned.
I just want to
So
say
there's
something
only
though, Quantum.
Yep.
Hey, Quantum. I just want to say, if whoever, shout out to everybody who showed up today. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the cash app. This is the business at the end of the day. We on the road to 100 subs. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the live. Get me out there and run me up. God damn it, you feel me? Shout out to Zip. Shout out to everybody who came through the panel. Shout out Real in the Field. Shout out PPP. Shout out to everybody, man. But go ahead and get your final statements, both of you guys.
go ahead, Gas. You got it.
I mean, I'm just with this. For everybody who, very low bar expectations of Bryce Young, I think he's going to shut y'all up this year. So I'm not even going to, go too much further in that. And also, if, things align the way we needed to with Jonathan Brooks, I think Jonathan Brooks will be one of the best running backs that we've had since Jonathan Stewart. And I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it at.
Facts.
Quantum.
Facts, Zip. Yes, sir. I don't know exactly. Well, Freddie, I know you live in you're from Fayetteville and you live up
Yeah,
in the High Point area, I think.
yeah.
Zip, I think you're down in South Carolina.
No, I'm
Here's
in
the thing,
Florida.
man. Oh, you're in Florida. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're in Florida. God, you're in Jacksonville somewhere, right? Okay.
Jacksonville.
Right. My old stomping grounds. I was in the Navy, so I'm very familiar. Um,
Yeah.
if you've been to Charlotte, especially since the playoff game, this city has been on fire. It's lit. The energy here surrounding all of our teams is off the charts, but mainly the Panthers, right? The
Right.
energy is fire. With that rendering revealed for the new stadium, even more fire.
Yeah.
All of these wonderful position changes and stuff like that. We're still pushing. The city is going to be beautiful. The team is going to do even better this year than it did last season. Bryce Young
Facts.
is going to improve. He's going to shut up a lot of people that talk the smack about him. Just know,
Yep.
we know who you are out there. We know who you are. We will
Yep.
be knocking at your door to bring it to your doorstep for talking that smack. Just know that.
Right.
And I
Right.
don't want to hear any excuses when he lights the league up this year. I don't want to hear nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it at that, Freddie.
But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed the stream today, appreciate the fellas for being here. As always, I'm gonna leave it with keep pounding. I'm the Ville Kid. Shout out to everybody who came through. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
Keep pounding.